Coming up,
we'll break down today's game, check scores, and take you inside Baylor men's basketball. And now, we're live. Alongside Hall of Famer Pat Nunley, here's the voice of the Bears, John Morris.
From inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, welcome in to the Conecuh Sausage Countdown to Tip-Off. Happy April, and the Baylor Bears are still rolling in the month of April, playing in the College Basketball Crown. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. John Morris alongside Baylor Athletics Hall of Famer Pat Nunley, Dr. Van Goodall, our network board operator this evening, and we say happy April 1st. From Las Vegas, and if you're still playing basketball in April, you're doing something. It's not the NCAA tournament, we know that, but the Crown is something that has brought the team together, and they get to play some more together.
You know, John, you wonder what to make of all of that when it happened, you know, because it was a disappointing finish to conference play, Big 12 tournament, but there's new life now, and I think coming up here and just getting a glimpse of how this tournament is run, it's a big deal. I mean, they're running it really well. That when we're watching Oklahoma and Buffalo play right now, and one thing that occurs to you is, will these teams have the same game edge? Are they in game shape? All those kind of things, because from a Baylor perspective, they haven't played since March the 10th. But, you know, in the game they're watching right now, this is it's a 66-64 game. These guys are playing to win. And Coach Drew has said many times, if there's a championship at stake, we're going to play, and we're going to play hard.
It is a little bit different. As you said, we finished the last game was in the Big 12 tournament, the loss to Arizona State there. Then you don't make the NCAA tournament, not going to go to the NIT, but Baylor was fairly certain they would be invited as a Big 12 representative to the Crown. And the way that works is the Big 12, the Big East, and the Big 10 have contracts with Fox Sports Television. The Crown, is a tournament put on by Fox Sports, so they can have some college basketball this time of year. So each of those three leagues are guaranteed two teams, the two highest teams in the net rankings, not in the NCAA tournament. That's how Baylor got the one of the automatic bids.
Yeah, and I think from that perspective, you have to understand each of these teams has earned the right to be here.
Yep.
I mean, to have a high net ranking in one of those leagues, either of those leagues, says something about the quality of your team. And so everybody that's come up here to play has some things to brag about. We're going to play Minnesota, team that's knocked off Indiana, it's knocked off Illinois, Michigan, not Illinois, well, I guess it was Illinois, Michigan State, UCLA. So this is a quality basketball team, and as you look at the schedule of teams that are here, every team has got some real strengths, and again, John, you're playing for a championship.
Second year of this tournament, the College Basketball Crown. It has morphed into what is this year an 8-team tournament spread over 5 days. Last year it was a 16-team tournament spread over 8 days in Las Vegas. Got a little unwieldy there, but Nebraska won it last year. They went 4-0 and won the Crown. And look what Nebraska did this year. Had one of the best seasons, maybe the best in Nebraska basketball history. Nick Jose will correct us if it's not, but then a good run to the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament. So Coach Drew is hoping this could be a similar springboard to next season.
That's right. Well, and Coach Drew has said there will be 3 teams happy at the end of the year.
That's
One's
right.
the NCAA champ, NIT champ, and the Crown champ. And we'll end the season on a win, and that's a lot to play for. And it's not hard for Coach Drew, no surprise, to find all the positives around, number one, playing in this tournament, and number two, winning this tournament. So I think it's game on. I think it's a bit of a question mark to see if this team, all the teams for that matter, really do have the same edge that it takes to win games against quality opponents, and if they're in game shape. We're going to find out pretty quick.
Exactly. To me, that's one of the biggest questions. Well, one of the biggest. Another is how is your roster, you know, compared to what it was during the season? Like this Colorado team we're watching right now from the Big 12, they have led most of the game against Oklahoma. They trail now by 3 with 4 minutes to play. They're missing 3 of their top 4 players, and that's a big blow to a team trying to put their best foot forward in postseason.
That's right, and I'm just glad Baylor doesn't have to deal with
right.
that, because you think about that, John. We were talking about what sort of messaging does the coaching staff give to the team when 3 of your top players have opted out and are just moving on? I don't know, but Baylor does not have that problem. This is a team that has stayed together. I mean, they're connected emotionally, and I think that has a lot to do with the fact that they're playing right now in April.
It's really a plus for Baylor that everybody is bought in. You know, you could look at Tunde Yesufu and you could say, well, he could go on and he could prepare himself for the draft. You could look at Cam Carr, maybe in that same vein, but those guys are completely in, and it's fun to see these guys get back together and play another game and hopefully end the season on a positive note.
That's right, and John, I think too, it's not all about the money, but the money is a factor. I think it speaks well of the Baylor team, because that's what we know, that a number of those guys that you mentioned, guys that could have just gone ahead and moved on and declared for the next level, have not done that. I think, John, partly to make sure that guys on the team that maybe have not made the money that some of the other players have a chance to make a little bit of money. Yeah. And I think that, and I know that's the case, and I think that speaks really well of, again, the connectedness of this team. These guys really do love each other.
That's a really good point, because there's some guys on this team, you know, you could guess who, the top-level guys. They've made a lot of money in this NIL era. There's some other guys on the team that contribute a lot that have not made near as much. So I think that is part of it. It's almost like the guys who really would not necessarily play this tournament just for the money, they're playing for their teammates to get that money.
I think so. And another part of this, John, it really kind of goes without saying, these guys love to play.
Yeah.
I mean, if they weren't playing in this tournament, they'd be playing somewhere.
That's right.
They'd be, in the Foster just playing pickup basketball. They're going to play, and when there's an opportunity to play with the guys that they've gone through the rigors of the Big 12 with, they're going to take that opportunity. So there's a lot of benefit to these guys being here, and I'll say again, it speaks well of this team staying completely together, coming up here, and there's a rhythm, there is a regimen to how these guys approach games. We saw today that hasn't changed one bit. Right. Doesn't matter what the level of this tournament is.
Yeah, it's fun to see. It really is, and fun to see these guys back together when you thought the loss in Kansas City might have been the final game of the year. Baylor is 16-16 on the year. The Bears finished 6-12 in the Big 12 Conference, lost in their conference tournament opener to Arizona State. That's what got them to the 500 mark. Pat, let's talk about Minnesota, Baylor's opponent in this first game, a quarterfinal game. The Gophers are 15-7. They finished 8-12. That was good for 11th place in the rugged Big Ten. The Big Ten that has 2 teams in the Final Four. Big 12 has 1 in Arizona. But Minnesota, under a first-year coach, Nico Medved, who the last 7 years has been at Colorado State, I think they, from what we hear, they are highly motivated to play here as well, and they want to finish on a high note with a first-year head coach.
Yeah, first-year head coach, I think, is a really good point, John, because this program is trending up. They absolutely are. They brought in a coach who is, I think, from what we can tell, really energized this program. He is a great coach. You look at what he did at Colorado State, and we reeled off some of the top 25 wins that they have over the course of the season. This is a really capable team. I want to say, too, John, we'll get more into this as the game gets going. This team leads the nation in assist percentage.
Yeah.
72% of their made field goals are assisted. So this is a quality basketball team. Now they're thin because of injuries. They're down to a 6-man rotation. That could be a factor, but this is a quality basketball team. To finish in the middle of the Big Ten race, you talked about the quality of the Big Ten. This team's good.
Yeah. And I think they do have a thin roster. We expect to see 6 guys, is what we're told. 6-man rotation for Minnesota and for Coach Medved in this game tonight. But that's not because of defections. That's because they've had a couple of injuries, more than a couple. 2 guys for sure. Another one is questionable for the game this evening. So a very thin roster. Hopefully Baylor can take advantage of that.
Yeah, and again, back to Nico Medved, you look at the guys that they have gotten commitments from, they're freshmen. Now, he's going to go into the portal. They all do. But he's building this program with some freshman guys that he can come in, commit to the program, and really grow and develop, understand the culture of Minnesota basketball. So from that standpoint, he is building a program, and he's off to a really good start.
All right, we're filling a little extra time here in the Conecuh Sausage Countdown to tip off. The game prior to ours, Oklahoma and Colorado, has 3 minutes, 7 seconds to go. Oklahoma leads it by 3, 69-66. The format is this. There are 2 quarterfinal games this evening. Colorado and Oklahoma the first, Baylor and Minnesota the second. There are 2 quarterfinal games coming up tomorrow. West Virginia plays Stanford, so there's 3 Big 12 teams among the 8 in the field here in Las Vegas. And then the nightcap tomorrow is Rutgers and Creighton, yes, staying at our hotel. So those are the 8 teams that are in this tournament. 6 automatic bids, again, 2 each from the Big 12, the Big 10, and the Big East, and then 2 at-large bids. Baylor and West Virginia are the 2 automatic bids. Colorado got an at-large bid to this tournament. So that's the makeup of it. It is 8 teams. Playing in a tournament spread over 5 days. If the championship happens on Sunday, they alternate the schedule with the NCAA Final Four. For instance, the semifinals on Saturday would be earlier than the national Final Four semifinals from Indianapolis. So it's very well thought out by Fox to give them some college basketball inventory this time of year.
Yeah, and you and David Kay made a good point on your show about that very thing. They're not competing with the Final Four.
That's right.
Well, they're going to play around it, but I think also, and we're going to see how this all plays out, but there is just an insatiable appetite for college basketball in this country. I think we're going to figure out just how strong that appetite is, but that's why they put this tournament together. And right now, I mean, there's a pretty good crowd here. Even though we've got the Final Four really dominating headlines in college basketball.
Well, it's in Las Vegas for a lot of people. That's a draw right there. So we are staying. The Baylor team is staying at the Cosmopolitan Hotel, which is very nice, right on Las Vegas Boulevard, the Strip. 4 of the 8 teams are there. Other 4 are at one other hotel property here. But again, really first class. This is a nice arena. Has been home to a ton of athletic events. I think maybe boxing more than anything else. But, this has the feel a lot like, Pat, when we were here in November for the Players Era Championship, which was here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, and that really is the new breed of college basketball tournaments. It just is. You think about the Maui Classic, how that was such a huge draw back in the day, not that long ago, not that far back in the day. But now it's what sort of money, what does it cost us to get in, if anything? Back in the day, Maui Classic, you had to pay your way over there. It's a $250,000 investment all in. And with this tournament, not only do you not have to pay to get in, you're going to get paid.
Yeah.
So that is just the way it is in this day and age. But I like how these tournament promoters have figured that out and made these tournaments a really good draw. That tournament in November, John, is sort of the preseason version of the NCAA tournament.
That's right. That's right.
It's a huge draw.
Well, remember those teams that were here. Iowa State was here. Michigan was here. Remember how Michigan just blew through that field?
Beat Gonzaga by 40.
40. And here is Michigan still playing in the Final Four.
Yeah, so that was a big draw, but that is the way it's going to be going forward, and I like it. I mean, this is a nice tournament to be playing first week in April.
Yeah. What do you think, what's the level of motivation that cash, straight cash, homie, for the players, what level of motivation would that be for these guys?
Well, you and I were talking about that. No motivation for either one of us. We get a $25 voucher. That's good.
That's right. Thank you.
But I think it's a big motivation. I really do. Yeah. And it should be, John. This has really just become professional basketball, and it's not all it's about, but it's a huge driver, I think, of where teams are playing, the players, where they're going. It's just the way it is nowadays, and if that's the case, again, you're going to have tournaments like this one.
All right, Baylor and Minnesota, second quarterfinal game. The game prior to ours has 1:40 remaining. Oklahoma now leads Colorado 74-70. So we'll have an extended pregame show tonight. It is the Conecuh Sausage Countdown to tip-off. What a great pleasure to be able to tell you about Conecuh Sausage once again this basketball season. Conecuh Sausage made from the finest cuts of pork, their patented blend of seasonings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh Sausage is always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating, Pick up a pack and enjoy your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh Sausage, a game day tradition and the official smoked sausage of the Baylor Bears. We'll continue on the Conecuh Sausage Countdown to Tip-Off live from Las Vegas in a moment. We'll visit with Baylor postman Caden Powell, get his thoughts on ending the season, but it's not the end, and restarting for this tournament, the college basketball crown in Las Vegas. We'll hear from him when we come back. A little bit later, our pregame visit with Bears head coach Scott Drew and Pat's keys to the game as Baylor takes on Minnesota. First meeting all time between the Bears and the Golden Gophers, and we'll be right back on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway, right off of Highway 84. Come see Banded Optical.
Do you want to talk on the back end or?
Yes, both.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Thank you.
IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new Sports Vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrists of Baylor Athletics.
Looking for a fun night out with family or friends? Head to Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark and catch Baylor baseball this season. Single game tickets are on sale now, starting at just $6 for general admission seating. Or stop by the ballpark for $2 Tuesdays, featuring discounted concession items, plus $2 off general admission tickets. Grab your seats now at BaylorBears.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Baylor Ballpark.
This is where they missed their guys.
Yeah.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is a longtime supporter of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Baylor fans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and get your own custom Baylor Bear debit card. With 6 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
Serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage led by expert industry knowledge and a commitment to community. With kindness and integrity at the forefront, every agent is equipped to help you navigate the market and make the real estate journey your own. Whether buying or selling, feel supported with an award-winning agent at your side from first offer to contract and close. Magnolia Realty serves cities including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Temple. Learn more at magnoliarealty.com.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back with us from the concourse level inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in Las Vegas. Baylor, Minnesota, second game of the tournament, second quarterfinal game. It'll follow Colorado and Oklahoma as that game is into the final 50 seconds now. Oklahoma leading 74-70 over Colorado. Buffs playing without 3 of their top 4 players. Mark Johnson, the voice of the Buffs, told us they're missing 40 points and 15 rebounds average per game. That's the downside. That's the danger of playing in a tournament like this postseason, isn't it?
It is. And not only do you lose that sort of production, you lose chemistry.
Yeah.
I mean, we're watching them right now, and it's kind of winning. Well, it is winning time in this game. And you can tell that Colorado, when it gets to winning time, is missing those top 3 players. There's no doubt.
Well, the thing about Baylor is complete buy-in by all the players. Let's reintroduce everyone to this Baylor roster. They haven't played since March 10th, certainly a full season. But remember the great season by freshman Tunde Yesufu. He and Cameron Carr have been the leading scorers all season long. Those 2 guys averaging about 34 points per game between them. Tunde Yesufu, a freshman scoring record for Baylor. Cam Carr, just a terrific sophomore season. But not just those 2. The guard play, Obi Agbem and Isaac Williams leading the way. And then Dan Skillings, Michael Ratai off the bench. Caden Powell has been terrific in his one and only season for the Bears. James Najee off the bench as well. And all those guys, Pat, we are here, and we expect to see all of them, maybe a few others tonight.
Yeah, and I do think that it won't take long for them to knock off any rust, and I'm hoping that rust has been knocked off already. They gradually got back into this. I think they took virtually a week off, and then it was back a little slowly but surely to the point where they're now ready to play. they've scouted, they're ready, they've got their game plan. So I think this is going to be back to normal pretty quickly.
Yeah. David Kay was wondering if it might be a little bit like, remember the COVID break when it first hit, everything shut down, and Baylor and really no college teams played for about a 2-week span, and then they got going again, and it was kind of rough starting. But I think the difference here is they've had some really good couple of weeks of practice leading into this. That COVID break, they were all just kind of getting well and getting back on the floor, and they didn't really have that lead up like we've had this year.
Yeah, I mean, one way to look at it is they got a little bit of rest.
Yeah.
This layoff that they've had, they needed some time off. They got it. They got their legs back underneath them, I think. So I think we might exaggerate the March 10th to April the 1st time period that they've been off. We'll see pretty quickly, but it's been very calculated by the coaching staff and by the strength and conditioning guys with Charlie Melton and Dave Snyder, making sure that they're doing this gradually enough to when they get to this point tonight, they are ready to play. I think they are.
We'll let you know that our Courtside Cam, brought to you by NextLink, is up and running. Thanks to NextLink, reliable high-speed internet for your home or office. Go to the Baylor Athletics YouTube channel, and you can look right into our spot here inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Game, I think when this one ends, I think they'll probably put 30 minutes on the clock, and then the Bears and the Gophers will tip it off here. But those Baylor players we were talking about, one of those is Caden Powell. What a blessing to have him transfer from Rice, come back to his hometown. I know Connie loved it, having Caden there in Baylor green and gold for the season. And don't you wish he had another year in a Baylor uniform?
I do. And, John, he's maybe of all the guys that have come in via the transfer portal, he might be the one that did exactly what they expected him to do, averaging 7 points a game. He is the leading rebounder on the team, second on the team in block shots, and that role had to be filled, and he filled it perfectly. Bears needed a little more rim protection, but that really wasn't his job. He's had to play that role, and he's done it adequately, but just in terms of getting what you expected to get and maybe a little more, Caden Powell fits that mold perfectly.
We visited with him yesterday following the team practice yesterday. First question to Caden Powell, the senior out of Midway High School, started his college career at Wyoming and then Rice, and now finishes it here at Baylor. Ask him about the team getting back together and how the practices have been leading up to this college basketball crown tournament.
I'd say just for us as a team, it's been, a good thing for us. Get to take a step back from basketball for a second, especially after the Big 12 tournament, and then come back together as a whole and get the rust out that first week that we started practicing, and then really ramp it up the second week to just prepare for this opportunity that we have and to play together as a team one last time.
Yeah, that's good. Is there a sort of a hunger because you've been away from it for a while, now you get another chance to play?
I'd definitely say there's definitely some hunger in that instance of just getting able to play basketball again, because not everybody gets to continue playing, especially in April.
Yeah. You guys had a little bit of a break, but then you've been working pretty hard, haven't you? The practices leading up to this.
Yes, we have been, just as a group, as a team, and individually as well, because if we individually get better, we as a whole get better. And then obviously ramping it up just with team practice and getting everything back to how it was. So it's really just been a collective just stepping stool each and every day, taking one step.
I think it's a real positive sign. You guys, everybody's playing, everybody's here, nobody's backed out. That's a real plus.
Yes, that is a real plus, especially just to have everybody here and no one's backed out. So that also keeps the rotation the same and kind of what we're accustomed to, what we have been doing all of season, and there's no drastic changes that we have to make.
Good. Final question: what's the main motivation for you here? You guys as players, what's the motivation?
Just to win it. We're here, so why not win it? I know some of my teammates, the incentive of the prize pool is also great, but just to leave a great lasting impression. That's really something that I think a few of us are taking especially with the end of our collegiate basketball careers, to just leave a final impression.
Great. Have a great game tonight.
Thank you.
It's Caden Powell, 6'9", 224-pound senior for the Bears, transfer from Rice, one season here at Baylor. And I think he's, he played at 2 other schools. I think he's a Baylor man for life, isn't he?
I think so, and maybe this last season got him there.
Right.
But the connection, you mentioned Connie.
Yeah.
His mother teaches in the law school.
Right.
I think maybe all of that combined, probably as he leaves his college experience, thinks of himself as being more a Baylor guy than anything else.
And I'm pulling for guys like him. I'm pulling for all these guys to end with a positive experience, and doing well or even winning this tournament would certainly be a positive way to end this season.
Yeah, and he is a fierce competitor.
Yeah.
He comes across, you listen to his interview, and he's very professional. He's extremely well-spoken, but he is a warrior on the floor. And that's what I was talking about earlier. You want a guy that is going to give you what you brought him in to give you. He's done that, and then he's given even a little bit more than that. There are a number of games, tough games, that the Bears have won this year that they would not have won without Caden Powell on the floor at critical times in the game.
Funny, the question about what's your main motivation for this tournament, and Coach Drew asked that in a team meeting yesterday and sort of opened it up to everybody on the team. Incidentally, Oklahoma and Colorado are going to overtime, tied at 74. So we have already had a longer than normal pregame show. It'll extend at least 5 minutes more with the overtime, so we'll keep you updated on that. Oklahoma, the first bucket of overtime, they lead 77-74 over Colorado. But Coach Drew asked that question of the team. What's your motivation? Why do you want to play in this tournament? And the guys at first were a little hesitant to say, like, all right, what do you want us to say, Coach?
Yeah, it's a great question, by the way.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is. But then the answers started coming, and not everybody spoke up, but a lot of guys did. The first answers were, well, we get another chance to play with our brothers. That's a great answer. It's a great answer, and that's part of it. Said it's a chance to end the season on a high note. That's a great answer. And a couple more answers, and then somebody said, well, we're playing for money. And Coach Drew said, Absolutely. That's a part of it also.
It's not like it's the elephant in the room.
Right.
It's just the way it is.
And isn't that funny? I mean, that's the way of the world in college basketball these days. Pat, like you talked about earlier, the Players Era tournament here in Las Vegas in November, that puts money into the coffers. This tournament puts money into the coffers the more you win.
Well, and from an athletic department perspective, not just Baylor, but across the country, you've got to find ways to drive revenue.
Yeah.
I mean, what are your revenue streams? And this is obviously one of those. And so now you mentioned the Players Era tournament in November. Teams are begging to get into that thing. Yeah. And for a while, when that thing first started, it was, well, I don't know, are we sure? Now there's a line to try to get into that thing.
True.
There's really an unbelievably good tournament with a great slate of teams that come in every year and coming back next year.
Well, and the Big 12 has some equity in that. Credit Commissioner Brett Yormark for that. And it expands going into next year. Baylor has a spot there. I know at least the next couple of years. I'm not sure beyond that. But Baylor is well positioned to play in that tournament early in the year in November here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, if you want to know where you are in November, go play that tournament.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll find out pretty quickly.
Bears went 2-1 in that tournament and got drilled pretty good by St. John's, which turned out to have a really, really good season. Wins over San Diego State and Creighton were both big wins at the time.
Nice wins, and gave this team, a pretty good idea of level set. Where are they? What do they need to work on? Those kinds of things. And then, John, you and I got to watch some incredible basketball games.
Yeah.
Got a good glimpse at Michigan. Got a good glimpse at, Houston was down there.
Houston, Iowa State.
Kansas was there.
Yeah. And Iowa State had a great tournament. They went 3-0. They didn't make it to the championship game or championship round of games, but they had a terrific tournament. And Michigan was that's the team I left thinking, whoa, those guys are really, really good.
They are. I mean, off the charts good. And I'm not at all surprised that they made it all the way to the Final Four. Same thing for Arizona.
Yeah.
We got a really good look at Arizona up close and personal. One of Baylor's best games, resulted in a loss, but still a great effort by an outmanned team that day. But I just thought that is the most complete basketball team I have seen in a long time. And here they are.
Congratulations to Arizona. They ended up the Big 12 regular season champs. They won the Big 12 tournament, and now here they are as a 1 seed in the West region, advancing to the Final Four. They will play Michigan on Saturday in the second semifinal game. A lot of people think that follows Illinois and UConn, which would be a great game also. But a lot of people think that Arizona-Michigan game might be the national championship game.
Yeah, I sure view it that way, but you never know.
Right.
I thought Duke was going to beat UConn.
I think everybody did until the final shot of the game.
Until they didn't.
So let us tell you how this game, Oklahoma and Colorado, got to overtime. Colorado tied it up. To their credit, they're playing shorthanded, tied the game, and with 1.6 seconds on the clock, Oklahoma was going to get the final shot in regulation. It was a Leitner-like pass to the top of the key, and the Oklahoma player got it, came down, turnaround shot at the buzzer, but he missed it. So it wasn't Leitner, but it was very similar to that. So on that miss, they were tied at 74 going to overtime.
You know, and you and I are both kind of bummed that we've got to watch another game in overtime. But think how the players feel right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they are adrenalized. They're ready to go. They're pacing the locker room right now. They just want to play, and they can't come out and watch it. So we'll get it started at some point. But this is high-quality basketball.
Yeah, a little delay. Should be tipping it off about right now, which is 7:30 Pacific time, 9:30 Central time. So have another shot of Mountain Dew or coffee or something, and stick with us through the evening. Tip off at least 30 minutes away from right now because of overtime in the prior game. Speaking of Leitner, how about the NCAA tournament? That game-winning shot by UConn, the freshman who hit that shot that knocked out Duke, the overall number one seed.
You know, John, in watching that a couple of times afterwards, the replay of it, there was no doubt in his mind that ball was going in.
Absolutely.
I mean, he let it fly.
40-footer.
Yeah, and it was, he didn't heave it.
Yeah.
It was a jump shot.
Yeah.
And he nailed it.
Pretty amazing. You think about the March Madness logo on the floor. He was on the logo.
Yeah.
That's how deep he was, and hit that shot. And UConn, by that game winner, beat Duke and eliminated the Blue Devils and sent UConn to I think it's their third. Is that right? Third Final Four in the last 4 years, and they've won 2 of them.
Yeah, I believe that's it. But just, again, March Madness, that's what they call it for a reason.
Yeah.
And UConn probably underappreciated. Duke, obviously, the favorite. I actually thought Duke would make it to a Final Four, if not to win a national championship. But you got to play them out, and particularly at that level with that quality of competition. So it's just great. Can't wait to watch it this weekend and then on Monday night.
Final Four is in Indianapolis. We are familiar with that. And fun to think about Baylor's trip to the Final Four. And they came home with the national championship in 2021. Played in Lucas Oil Stadium, where they'll play the Final Four again this weekend. Unfortunate only in the respect that it wasn't a full house. You know, you think back on that, restricted to half the arena. Can you imagine what it's going to be like this weekend, what it would have been like in 2021 had it been open to the full stadium?
You think about that, John. Those were clearly the 2 best teams in the country meeting for the national championship, Baylor and Gonzaga. And, gosh, we can go on all evening about that.
Well, we got some time.
Let me tell you, I'll never, ever forget that.
Yeah.
And what I love, too, is no doubt, hands down, Baylor was the best basketball team in the country that year, really by a bit of a margin.
Beat the Gonzaga team. Remember, that was undefeated, ranked number 1, undefeated on the year. That was their one and only loss on the season, the loss to Baylor in the national championship game.
28-2. Wasn't that it?
Oh, did they lose twice? Okay.
No. I thought we were.
Oh, Baylor, yes.
Was it 28-2?
It sounds right.
2 losses.
Yep.
So, again, and what I love, too, is set the standard.
Right.
Like, this is now a national championship program. And when you hear other coaches, as you and I, prior to a game doing our prep, listening to coaches talk about Baylor, first thing they say is incredibly well coached, a national championship caliber program.
Yeah.
And that will never go away.
Yeah, and isn't it interesting that is, you lead with that. You know, whenever anybody talks about Baylor basketball, Scott Drew, national champion, you know, and you're right, that will never go away. And it really does. It gets you in the door for a lot of things like this tournament.
It does. And as time goes on, we're still going to milk that.
Right.
But it is legitimate. There are lots of great programs that have never won a national championship. John, there are coaches in the Basketball Coaches Hall of Fame who never went to a Final Four. I'm thinking of Gene Cady at Purdue, John Chaney at Temple. Great coaches. And so it says something to be able to get there, first of all, and then win the whole thing. It takes a lot. Number one, you've got to have a terrific basketball team, and that was as good as it got that year.
You think Mark Few's not a Hall of Fame coach?
No.
And he has been there, and he has not won a national championship yet. 27 years.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's a really good example.
All right, talking Big 12 basketball, Big 12 very well represented in the NCAA tournament. We continue to vamp here as the game prior to ours is in overtime. Oklahoma leads by 1 over Colorado with a minute to play in overtime. Big 12, I thought, had a really good run through March. Tainted isn't the right word. It would have been better had some of the teams like Texas Tech, like BYU, and as it turned out, Iowa State, been at full strength for the NCAA tournament.
That's a good point. You know, you lose J.T. Toppin and you're Texas Tech, that hurts. It just hurts. One of the best players in the country. And I think with Iowa State losing Jefferson, it's not an excuse, but it just changes that team. That guy, you look at that team, and we've seen him a couple of times. Taman Lipsey, one of the best point guards in the league, he did not lead that team in assists. That guy was Jefferson.
Yeah, how about that?
You take him out of the mix and you get to that level of competition, it's going to hurt, and it did.
Yeah, unfortunate. And then prior to that, wasn't late, but Richie Saunders went out to BYU, and they had an early exit in the NCAA tournament. All three of those teams could have gone deeper than they did in the NCAA tournament at full strength.
That's right. Most coaches will tell you to win and then advance in the NCAA tournament, you got to be healthy, you got to be confident, you got to be playing well.
Yeah.
And if you're not either one of those three things, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And I think not being healthy hurt all those teams we just talked about.
Which reminds me again of 2021 when Baylor was all three of those. They were really blessed to be healthy really all season long.
Yeah, confident, healthy, and playing off the charts well.
Off the charts well. That's a fun memory as we reach April here and think about the Final Four this weekend in Indianapolis.
It's Final Four talk.
That's right. That's
true. This is our contribution to that.
We can do our part.
That.
We might start taking calls here in a minute. But this tournament is a very nice complement, I think, to the March Madness, the NCAA tournament. 5 Power 5 schools in the tournament this year. So some name schools, name programs that are here. National television for the quarterfinals on FS1, the semifinals Saturday, and the championship Sunday on Fox. So there's a lot of potential eyeballs, people, who have that hunger and thirst for college basketball. This could be part of that tonight and this weekend.
Yeah, Tim Brando, and I think it's Jim Jackson. Doing the game for Fox. So they've got the A team involved here. But again, we started the broadcast with just comments about this tournament. It has been extremely well run. And you get Fox behind it, they're going to do things right.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
Can I share a Tim Brando story with you? Do we have time?
Do
we have time to go
plenty.
to that? Okay.
Yeah.
Talking to Tim on the phone today, he was doing his prep work. He is doing all 4 of the quarterfinal games. So Tim, who used to work for ESPN and then worked for CBS, he has done the NCAA tournament a bunch. And he knows that preparation for the first day of the tournament when you've got 4 games in one day to broadcast, 8 teams to learn. He said this is similar to that, but it's 2 games tonight and 2 games tomorrow. And visiting with him at the Baylor practice yesterday, he was a little, he was a little verklempt. He was a little under the weather, just didn't have a strong voice.
Right.
And Tim Brando has a great voice. But he was just a little under the weather, and he was feeling it and doing everything he could to be back at full strength today. And I talked to him on the phone this afternoon, and I said, man, you sound a lot better. And he said, oh, yeah, I feel 100% better today. So he's ready to go. But he also said part of our conversation was somehow we got to – he lives in Shreveport, and part of our conversation was LSU and what they have done with Will Wade. And it went back to Dale Brown. Dale Brown, former coach at LSU, good friend of Tim Brando, and he says they talk once a week. And then it led into, or I said something like, well, remember Homer Drew was an assistant to Dale Brown one time. Oh, yeah, I knew Homer. I knew him well. In fact, and here's a Tim Brando story. In fact, Homer called me, and Scott had told him that he was doing our games, and I was a little bit under the weather. So Homer Drew called Tim Brando, talked a little bit, and said, man, I just want to pray for you, that you have that you get your full voice back, that you're full strength for these games. Can I pray for you? And he did. Called him for that reason, to pray for Tim Brando. And Tim said, that it just meant so much to me. And I said, that's the Drews. That's the Drew family in a nutshell right there.
Well, think about how much it meant to him, because he remembers it to this day.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, what those guys do, they live their faith.
Yeah.
I got a quick Tim Brando.
Hit me. We got time.
So
give us the long version.
Well, I'll try to make this brief. So when Frank and I were doing games all those years ago, and this is going to really date me, I'm 1 or 2 or 3 years into it, and Baylor is playing SMU in Dallas, and Tim Brando's doing the game.
Oh, nice.
And so before the game, we got a delay or so, I don't know, but Frank says, bring Tim over, and we're going to interview Tim Brando.
Nice.
And he was talking about ESPN2 as being a thing. It's coming. And I'm going, yeah,
wow.
right, sure, really?
Yeah.
And he said back then, ESPN's figured out there is an insatiable appetite for college basketball in this country. We're going to ESPN2. And it sounded like it was this big, bold move into or television broadcasting. And, now there's 3 and 4. There's the Ocho, all that. But I remember Tim Brando saying, this is the future of college basketball. And, John, that was 42 years ago.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
Yeah, he's been around a while.
He has, and you have too. And look at where college basketball is now, and they've got more than enough programming to fill all of the ESPN channels, and need more and go to ESPN Plus for a lot of them.
And thus, the crown.
The crown is born.
Here we are.
That's right. Well, update you. They're in overtime, and it's a 3-point lead for Oklahoma, 88-85. Barrington Hargris is having a career game for Colorado. Last I saw, he had 27 points, but he is shooting free throws, and he misses the first one. I don't know if he was fouled in the act of shooting a 3 or not, but Colorado is down by 3, and, just one more free throw coming for Hargris with 3.9 seconds to go in overtime.
Yeah, well, and I'm pulling for the Big 12. Come on, Colorado, make these free throws, but I'm anxious to get Baylor and Minnesota underway as well.
Second one's good, so 1 of 2 there, and it's a 2-point game, 3.9 seconds, and Oklahoma has the ball. Fun to see our friends from Oklahoma, former Big 12 rivals, Toby Rowland and Kevin Henry and Drake DeCoyne are right next to us here in the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Fun to see those guys, isn't it? I miss seeing them on a regular basis.
I do. When we greeted them, I told them both, we miss you guys.
Yep.
And I guess they meant it. They said, we miss you guys too. And so it's nice to just reconnect with those guys. Kevin Henry with a Baylor background. Came over and played, started his career at New Mexico. Highly recruited player. I think he went, I know he's from Denton. I'm not sure which one of those schools in Denton he attended, but highly recruited, goes to New Mexico. And I think he came over with Coach Bliss.
I think that's right.
When Dave Bliss was hired from New Mexico to come to Baylor, he brought a couple of guys, and Kevin Henry was one of those.
And worked for a while in Baylor Student Athlete Services,
Sure
went to Oklahoma for a similar type role there, and has been doing radio for quite a while now. So he and Toby do a great job. It's great to see those guys, and it looks like we may be seeing them on Saturday if they hold on and win here, and Baylor can get past Minnesota.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna.
So 3.9 seconds to go. Oklahoma is inbounding, leading by 2. Inbounds knocked out of bounds, and so they'll do it again now. 2.8 seconds on the clock. In overtime, Oklahoma leading Colorado 88-86. Sorry I didn't prepare more and have a score sheet ready for this game. And there's a foul, a push in the backcourt. It's on Colorado. So no time off the clock. They'll walk to the near end and shoot free throws. which will take a little bit longer, but 2.8 seconds on the clock. Oklahoma leading by 2.
Well, and Colorado gets a lot of credit for being down just 2, getting Oklahoma into overtime, and Tad Boyle has kept his team playing, nose to the grindstone. They've had to play hard and really maybe even punch above their weight with the loss of their 3 best players. Those guys opted out of this tournament, are not there, and will be leaving the program via the transfer portal. So not as much to work with, but this has been an incredible effort by Colorado to get where they are. It looks like they're going to lose this one in overtime, but just to get it there was beyond what I think anybody expected for the Buffaloes to do in this game.
Yeah, very much so. And they led the majority of the first half up until about the 8-minute mark. That's the first time that Oklahoma had a lead since it was 4-2. Now it's 90-86. Here's a half-court heave, and this game is over. Start the clock for game 2. Oklahoma wins over Colorado 90-86, the final.
Well, and one Big 12 team down. It was we were pulling for them, but you can see again, John, we wondered about whether these teams are bringing their edge after having had a delay from the end of their seasons, regular seasons, and then postseason tournament, conference tournaments. But if this game is any indication, these teams have all come to win and win this championship.
And I'll tell you another factor also is not just the motivation to play, who are your players, but are you happy to be here? Are you disappointed to be here? I think Oklahoma was disappointed they didn't make the NCAA tournament. They were very close. They were one of the, I think maybe not the first 4 out, maybe the next 4 out of the NCAA tournament. So how do you handle that? If you're really disappointed that you didn't make the NCAAs, can you get back up and play like as well as you can here?
You know, and maybe that delay gives them the opportunity to just spit that bad taste out of their mouths and get level set again, which is what I think they've done. And, John, this is not the first time that's happened to Oklahoma. I remember a year before last, they were right on the cusp.
That's right.
And
That's right.
really disappointed to not get in and didn't have the opportunity to come do this.
So 90-86, the final score. Oklahoma wins in overtime over Colorado, one of the 3 Big 12 schools in this tournament. Bows out with a quarterfinal loss. Baylor up next. West Virginia will play coming up tomorrow. West Virginia will play in the first game coming up tomorrow, would be the 3rd quarterfinal game in these 2 days of quarterfinal play. So this game is over. Here comes Baylor. Here comes Minnesota on the floor to begin their warm-ups. We still have a little bit of time before we get to tip-off, but let's do this. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's visit with Baylor head coach Scott Drew, get his thoughts on the matchup with Minnesota, Baylor being involved in the crown here in Las Vegas, and more from Coach Drew when we come back. Bears and Golden Gophers, they have not started a clock. Now there it is. Put 20 minutes on the clock. So we're about 20 minutes from tip-off, Baylor and Minnesota. Stay with us. We'll continue on the Conecuh Sausage Countdown to tip-off. It is brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, made from the finest cuts of pork, their patented blend of seasonings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true hickory-smoked southern flavor. Conecuh Sausage is always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoy your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh Sausage, a game day tradition and the official smoked sausage of the Baylor Bears. Baylor and Minnesota coming up, quarterfinal game in the college basketball crown here in Las Vegas. Our pregame visit with Bears head coach Scott Drew when we come back on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Planning a new or used vehicle purchase? Drive the lane with First Central Credit's easy online application. It's a winning season with First Central's full court press of quick local loan processing, your best rate, and flexible terms. Apply online. You'll score at www.firstcentralcu.com. We're your team.
Membership and loan policy requirements apply. Member NCUA.
Favorite jeans, favorite shirt. Got Conecuh sausage and I'm firing it up. Yeah, everybody knows it's how I get my grill on. You can smell that flavor up and down the road. It's a little taste of heaven, and everybody knows it's how I get my grill on. Conecuh sausage. It's just a little taste of heaven.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas. Every line, weld, and seal, shaped with the pride, heat, and strength that only Texas really knows. The Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today. Toyota. Let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for details.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Welcome back to Las Vegas. Let's continue on our pregame show. Let's visit now with Bears head coach Scott Drew. I think I remember how to do this. It's been a while, but...
Las Vegas.
There you go. But it's been a while since you played a game. How did you use that time getting ready to tee it up tonight?
Well, I think first and foremost, it's a blessing.
Now we know where Elvis is.
Yeah,
and,
that's
really,
it.
you just have the Final Four teams from the NIT in the NCAA basically playing, and you got us. So with that, a lot of people, if you like basketball, it's the only thing on to watch. So a lot of good attention. And at the end of the day, it's the last impression we all get to make, and what we get to think of the season. And there's 3 happy teams at the end of the year. The one that wins the NCAA, the one that wins the NIT, the one that wins the crown. We've won the first 2. Would love to win the last one. I think our guys will be excited, motivated to play. At the same time, I know that you have quality teams here in Minnesota. I didn't know much about them until you start watching them, and you're like, they beat UCLA, they beat Michigan State. At Ohio State, it's an overtime loss. They lose by, I think, 10 at Michigan and at Illinois. They beat Iowa, and you're like, man, that's a lot of tournament teams they beat. And then teams that are still playing, they're 10 points on the road. So it's a team that has had some injuries like everybody in the country, so they're playing a lot of zone, and on the offense, a real deliberate, slower pace, a lot of back cutting, high percentage shot taking threes.
Yeah. Your guys, it's a real positive, isn't it, that you got a full buy-in from everybody to play in this tournament?
Yeah, not every team will have everybody playing, and I think that says a lot for this team that they wanted to play for each other. They wanted to play for Baylor University, and just as a coach, you feel good about that because from football to basketball nowadays, people don't finish the year, and you just love and respect your team that wants to play for each other.
Yeah, I think that's a really good sign. How about Minnesota? They're playing basically with 6 guys right now, aren't they?
Yeah, and again, I think it's a common theme in college basketball. Everybody seems to have a lot more injuries and not as much depth as we all used to have. So with that being said, they're a team that Princeton-style offense, a lot of back cuts, a lot of threes, real deliberate. They take great care of the basketball. Their center really facilitates things. The last 5 games, 24 assists, I believe only 4 turnovers. So we need to do a good job in trying to speed them up, press when we can, pressure them, and try to wear them down, do a great job on the glass, and then get high quality shots versus their zone.
Good. And really good assist team. I think number 1 in the nation assist percentage. What do you have to do to combat that?
Well, I think it starts with, again, you got to pressure the ball, and then off the ball you got to be in the cut line so they're not getting back cuts and easies at the rim, and try to make sure it's a game where they're playing one-on-one rather than having advantages to get those assists. And every time that they're bouncing it, that helps us.
Yeah. you ask your guys at one of the meetings, what are you playing for? Why is this important? What are the positives that can come out of this? There's a lot of positives for you guys that can come out of this.
Well, first there's no downside from the standpoint. You look at it, you control your own destiny. You have a chance to win a championship. You have a chance to end on a real high note, and it benefits all the guys that want to have a chance to play in NBA Summer League, get 2 ways, get into Portsmouth. For those who want to go to the draft, for those coming back, look at Nebraska. They won it last year. Great springboard for this season. The years we've done well in postseason, it's been a springboard for the next year. And if nothing else, you get paid to win. So there's prize money. So another incentive.
Yeah, and that. Oh yeah, there's that. Yeah. Coach, thanks and good luck. And we'll talk to you after the game.
And for those Baylor fans on the way out, good luck at the arena and in the casinos.
It's Baylor coach Scott Drew. It's Baylor and Minnesota coming up. Quarterfinal game in the college basketball crown here in Las Vegas. More of our pregame show after this on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Yeah, our dealership is more than a business to me.
That's pretty cool.
That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
I'll read the stats.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
Hey Baylor fans, Baylor softball season is currently underway. Come be a part of the action at Getterman Stadium all season long with single game tickets. With general admission tickets starting at just $8, there's no better way to enjoy elite college softball. And if you're coming with friends or family, group tickets are available for $5 each. Get your Baylor softball single game tickets now at BaylorBears.com/tickets.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball. Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
And back with us, our extended pregame tonight. Conecuh Sausage countdown to tip-off. Baylor and Minnesota on the floor warming up. Clock counting down. We're 9.5 minutes away from tip-off tonight. Delayed somewhat. It'll be about an hour and, no, not that much, about a 40-minute delay from the originally scheduled tip time because the previous game went to overtime. Oklahoma has a spot in the semifinals, a 90-86 win in overtime over Colorado. That game ran long, so it pushes the start of our game, but we are getting as close as we have been all night. Going to get Pat's keys to the game, but let's pause here 10 seconds for station identification. Back in 10 seconds on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
From the ESPN studios, this is KRZI Waco, K222DC Waco, K265DV Temple, ESPN Central Texas.
And back with us inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in Las Vegas, alongside Baylor Athletics Hall of Famer Pat Nunley. I'm John Morris. Thanks to Dr. Van Goodall. Late night for Dr. Goodall back in Waco. Got even later, and we appreciate him greatly. Pat, how about the keys to the game tonight? And I'm interested to hear your keys. For Baylor, how are they going to come out on top and advance to the semifinals of the Crown?
Well, you know, John, it's kind of interesting. Not only have these teams not played each other this year, they've never played each other.
Yeah, never.
So, and so, you know, there is a body of work for both teams. Baylor going to scout Minnesota, a lot of film to see, and vice versa. But it's really going to be interesting. It's a different kind of team, I think, different than any other team that Baylor has played in the Big 12. And to do that, and to be successful tonight against Minnesota, Bears are going to have to play collective defense. Minnesota's going to take a lot more we shots than they're going to take me shots. They're not looking for mismatches. They look to create shots for others. And when that's the case, when Minnesota has the ball, the action is going to be away from the ball. And the Bears have not been a great defensive team. They're not great defensively away from the ball. They're going to have to be that way tonight. I've mentioned it previously. Coach Drew mentioned it in his pregame comments, but it bears repeating. This team led the nation in assist percentage. 72% of their made field goals are assisted. And, John, that's a Nico Medved thing. I mean, when his last 3 years at Colorado State, in each of those years, Colorado State was ranked among the top 12 in the nation in assist percentage. That's just how they play. We're going to see that tonight. Baylor's going to have to help. They're going to have to recover, and they're going to have to fill all of Colorado's cut lines on Minnesota's side of the floor. And secondly, this is not a Big 12 game, but the Bears have flexed their muscles in terms of their ability to rebound the basketball. And I think in the battle of the backboards tonight, it's advantage Baylor. Bears one of the best rebounding teams, particularly on the offensive end of the floor. Bears are a really good offensive rebounding team. Minnesota has been out-rebounded in Big Ten play by an average of 5.5 rebounds a game. Baylor, on the other hand, has out-rebounded its opponents by about 5.5 a game. So advantage Baylor. Bears going to have to take advantage of that. And I think also we talked about the thin roster and just the six-man rotation for Minnesota because of some injuries. So I think Baylor's going to have to make Minnesota really defend, and I mean long and hard, down to 6 men. Their 5 guys, John, play an average of over 37 minutes a game.
Wow.
So you would think, now they're rested, they haven't played in 3 weeks just like everybody else in this tournament, but you would think at some point fatigue has got to be a factor. And if you're making Minnesota guard longer than they want to guard, harder than they want to guard, I think that's one way to build that fatigue factor up.
All right, very good. Pat's keys to the game tonight. Baylor and Minnesota, first meeting all time between these two in men's basketball. I do remember there was one football meeting with Minnesota. It's been it's the early 2000s, I think. Bears did not come out on top in that game. And there was a very memorable baseball meeting with Minnesota in an NCAA regional in Waco in 1999. Baylor was playing at home and playing very well, and that was a really good team, and they put it on Minnesota that day. 22-6 was the final score. The Minnesota head coach at the time, I can't remember his name, John something, he was not too pleased with the home team winning by that margin over his Golden Gophers. But that was a really good Baylor team. It ended the season, which was a really good season for Minnesota that year in 1999. Baylor continued on into a super regional there. So some of the games in years past between Baylor and Minnesota, not many of them, and this will be the first in men's basketball.
You know, that's odd, too.
Yeah,
both
true.
teams playing at a high level in a couple of the best basketball leagues for sure in the country. It's just odd that they've never met. But, you know, Minnesota has not gotten – they're not a regular in the Big 12 tournament. I'm sorry, in the NCAA tournament. They're just not. And I think with the addition of Nico Medved, we've talked about how he is starting a program. This is his first year. They won 8 games in a really difficult Big Ten conference. So they've got quality. They really do. Now, they're thin. I don't think they're as physical as this Baylor team is going to be, which gets back to what we were talking about. Got to wear them down a little bit. I think that will be a factor tonight. But it's good to see these two teams, quality teams, playing each other for the first time ever.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Fun to watch the teams warm up. Baylor at the far end to our left, Minnesota to the near end to our right, and there are 9 Gophers suited up and going through warm-ups. 9 total, and we expect to see probably no more than 6 of those even see the floor tonight.
You know, and back to the maybe the reason these teams haven't met, they're going to meet in obviously either pre-conference or NCAA tournament play, or like this one tonight. But it really is interesting when you look at Coach Drew and Baylor's record since he's been here. Baylor is 31-14 in postseason games. This is the 17th postseason bid under Coach Drew. Not an NCAA tournament, but still it's a postseason bid. We talked about how the Bears had to earn that with a net ranking. Bears have been in postseason every year since 2012, other than the COVID year. So when we talk about the Baylor brand, the basketball brand, which we talked about when we started the broadcast, it is strong.
Yeah.
It's very strong. And when you compare that to a team like Minnesota, who's just trying to get back to the NCAA tournament, maybe that's a reason these teams just have not locked horns forever.
Yeah, true. All right, let's take a break, our final pregame break. How about that? When we come back, our starting lineups, then we will tip it off. Baylor and Minnesota. Second quarterfinal game in the college basketball crown here inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. Our starting lineups when we come back. You're listening to Baylor Bear Basketball in the college basketball crown on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is a longtime supporter of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Baylor fans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and get your own custom Baylor Bear debit card. With 6 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new sports vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrists of Baylor Athletics.
Favorite jeans, favorite shirt. I can make a sausage and I'm firing it up. Yeah, everybody knows that's how I get my grill on. You can smell that flavor up and down the road. It's a little taste of heaven, and everybody knows that's how I get my grill on. Kanaka sausage. It's just a little taste of heaven.
Join us April 23rd at the Texas Sports Hall of Fame in Waco for our next Lunch with the Legend, presented by Baylor Alumni Sports Outreach. Our special guest will be Hall of Fame former men's golf coach Mike McGraw as he steps into retirement. It's Thursday, April 23rd, beginning at 11:30 a.m., and tickets are available now by calling 254-710-8300. Join us as we hear from Coach Mike McGraw, presented by Baylor Alumni Sports Outreach.
This is Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
He's going to squeeze the air out of that basketball and celebrate a big-time Baylor win in the Farrell Center. Second-ranked Baylor all over number 6 Villanova today here in Waco. And Meyer will hold the ball, toss it high in the air. Baylor can celebrate a second straight Big 12 Conference championship.
And this ball game belongs to the Baylor Bears. The Baylor Bears.
This broadcast is brought to you by TFNB, your bank for life. The official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Get ready. Tip-off is just moments away. Now, alongside Hall of Famer Pat Nunley, here is the voice of the Bears, John Morris.
And welcome back inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Baylor and Minnesota about to tip it off. Second quarterfinal game of this 8-team tournament. Oklahoma went overtime to beat Colorado in the first game 90-86. That explains the lateness of our tip-off tonight. Time for our starting lineups, brought to you by Baylor Scott & White, Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, bringing the home team advantage to Central Texans. For the Minnesota Golden Gophers out of the Big Ten Conference, they will start this way. Point guard is Langston Reynolds, 6'4", 215-pound senior from Denver, a transfer from Northern Colorado. 11.5 points, 4 rebounds, 4.6 assists per game. Two guard is Isaac Osama, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3.8 assists per game. 6'3" sophomore from Cherry, Minnesota. Front line includes Bobby Durkin, 6'7" junior from Darien, Illinois, a transfer from Davidson, 10 points, 3 rebounds per game. Cade Tyson is their leading scorer, 6'7" senior from Monroe, North Carolina. He is a transfer from UNC Charlotte, and Tyson averaging 19.6 points per game, 5.4 rebounds per game. Fifth starter is Grayson Grove, their big man, 6'9", 220-pound redshirt freshman from Alexandria, Minnesota. 5 starters for Coach Nick Medved in his first season as head coach at Minnesota. He's a 1997 Minnesota grad. Bears will start this way. Very familiar starting lineup. The guards, Obi Agbum and Isaac Williams. Tunde Yesufu, Cameron Carr, and Caden Powell, the 5 starters for the Bears. And Coach Scott Drew in his 23rd season at Baylor, 24th Division I head coaching season. He has 500 wins in his 24 season, and now the 5th longest tenured coach in all of Division I basketball. 5 starters for Coach Scott Drew: Agbum, Williams, Yesufu, Carr, and Caden Powell. Our starting lineups brought to you by Baylor Scott & White, Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. From injury prevention to enhanced recovery, team up with us to get back in the game. A very Las Vegas-like turn the lights out for the introductions, the player introductions. We'll get those back on here in just a minute.
Well, we need to, because it is pitch dark in here.
It kind of is.
You know, John, one guy we haven't talked about, we really didn't get into Minnesota personnel, but as they're being introduced, Cade Tyson is a serious player. This guy, when he was at Belmont 2 years ago, started at Belmont, transferred to North Carolina. Didn't go well for him at North Carolina, then came to Minnesota. He was, at Belmont, the second most accurate three-point shooter in the country that year. And over the last 5 games, he has been outstanding. 20 points a ball game. He's made all 17 of his free throws. And over that span, he is a 48% three-point shooter. So he's a guy, there are a couple of them, but he's the guy that you must be on when he catches the ball. You got to make him dribble it. And so if there's one guy that the Bears really understand can't get loose in this game, it's Cade Tyson.
Pat, you said it earlier, very good assist team. They run that Princeton offense, looking for the back cuts. Very good, number 1 in the nation in assist percentage. We'll see a lot of zone defense from them tonight, and you would think Baylor would try to look for opportunities to wear them down, knowing they're regularly just playing 6 players.
You know, and I think that's why Minnesota's going to play a lot of zone. I mean, you can't stand in a zone, but you sure can't stand if you're playing man-to-man defense, and I just don't think they have the bodies that are going to allow them to do that.
All right, Porter Mosier, the Oklahoma coach up here, doing post-game with the Oklahoma radio crew. That is Toby Rowland and Kevin Henry. They won in overtime. They've got a spot in the semifinals. Colorado's season comes to an end. One of these 2 teams' season will come to an end tonight, Baylor or Colorado. Bears hope to continue and get a spot opposite Oklahoma in the first semifinal game on Saturday. That, by the way, would be a 12:30 tip-off Central Time, so it's a 10:30 a.m. tip-off here in Las Vegas. Again, they'll play their 2 semifinal games prior to the NCAA's Final 4 semifinal games getting underway.
Pretty good planning.
Yeah,
right?
It is.
Because, I mean, it gives somebody who's got, again, that appetite for basketball. You can watch it all, college basketball, you can watch it all day long. But they planned it really well, because you're not going to compete with the Final 4, but you can augment it. And this is nice. And, John, as we're looking at the teams in the tournament, you don't really look at records. You're not really thinking about how they did in their league. I mean, when you get to this point, we're about to tip it off, none of that matters. I mean, at all. Those teams are here, and they're all playing for a championship.
Well, settle in. Here we go. Basketball in April. The Bears and Minnesota. Chris Pacey, one of our officials, puts the ball in the air. And Baylor controls the tip. Bears have the ball first. They'll shoot to the basket to our left in the first half, wearing the green uniforms. Gold trim is the visiting team. Minnesota, the home white with the maroon and gold trim. There's that zone defense. Bears pitch it around the perimeter. Pass to Tunde Yesufu at the free throw line. Back out to Carr. Carr, baseline left jumper, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Isaac Osama. So good shot by the Bears. There's that zone we'll see probably all night.
Well, and the way to attack it is exactly what Baylor did. That's to get a guy who can handle it and do something with it at the free throw line, right in the heart of that zone defense.
Here's Cade Tyson, gives the ball to Osama. A drive and a bucket is good. First points of the night for Minnesota is a drive and a short-range jumper for a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, and that was Reynolds, and that was just an individual play by him, but it was the ball movement around the horn that allowed him to force a tough closeout, and he went right around his defender.
2-0 lead. Here's a three, in and out right side by Tunde Yesufu. Man, that did everything but go down.
Yeah, and that's a quick three from Yesufu. He's got the green light to shoot it, but I think that's what Minnesota wants Baylor to do, is attack that zone by shooting a bunch of threes.
Here's Minnesota. They'll run some clock also. They don't want to, they'll go up tempo if the opportunity presents itself, but not look for it. Here's a three that is missed by Reynolds from the perimeter. Rebound Bears. Isaac Williams up the floor. Isaac gives to Obi Agbum. A three left wing is good. Bottom of the net. First points of the night. Obi Agbum's three-pointer.
And that's a nice three. But again, John, it's a pretty quick three. And he's got the green light as well. But I think right now Minnesota is just kind of picking its poison. And that's to make a team that has not shot the three well at all this season shoot a bunch of them over that zone.
Here's a three by Reynolds, Cade Tyson, top of the key. Their leading scorer, Cade Tyson, knocks down the three-pointer, and that is a 5-3 lead for Minnesota.
And you can't do that with Tyson. When he catches the ball, you've got to be on him. You can't be running at him.
Cameron Carr, pull-up jumper, free throw line is short, just clips the front iron. No good. Grayson Grove, the rebound for the Gophers. 5-3 lead for Minnesota, 2.5 minutes in. Late start because of overtime in the game prior to ours tonight. Oklahoma winning over Colorado in overtime. Here's some very deliberate passing of the ball around the perimeter. Now the ball in the hands, left side of Reynolds. Reynolds with three to shoot will drive into the paint. Cut off, extra pass, stolen by Powell. They didn't get a shot. Caden Powell the steal, gives to Cameron Carr. Carr up the floor for the Bears. Pass back to Agbum for three. It's good. Same spot he hit the previous one. 2 threes by Obi Agbum.
Yeah, that one was off a dribble. I think it was Williams that got the ball inside the three-point line on the dribble and gave Agbum just enough, who's in the backcourt with him, just enough room to get a shot off.
6-5 lead for the Bears. Here's a three by Tyson that is no good. Rebound Cam Carr for the Bears. Ratai and Dan Skillings off the Baylor bench to check in next dead ball. Agbum, nice pass to Yesufu.
Nice.
Extra pass to Powell, and he's fouled on the close range shot.
And that's another way you attack the zone is you get that ball moving around the perimeter faster than the zone can shift. That's exactly what happened. And Yesufu, unselfishly, I thought he had a look, but he saw Caden Powell on the weak side coming. Almost an alley-oop opportunity, but he'll get a couple of free throws anyway.
Foul is on Cade Tyson. Now, fouls will be something to watch tonight because it is such a short bench for Minnesota. That's the first on Cade Tyson. First free throw is good by Caden Powell. 66% free throw shooter on the season. Puts the Bears up 7-5. Another one coming for Powell. The Rice transfer. His one and only season with the Bears. Second one's good. 2 free throws.
You know, we talked about Powell before the ball game. Something else he's done, he's been really active at the free throw line. He's the third most productive free throw shooter on the team behind Yesufu and Carr.
A little backcourt pressure by the Bears. Might see some of that to speed him up a little bit. Into the front court with the ball is Langston Reynolds. To Durkin. Now to Cade Tyson. Tyson on the right wing to Osama. He'll drive, layup, no. Loose ball. Agbum's got it on the run out. Passes ahead to Yesufu. Yesufu passes back to Agbum. Now the Bears set up in the half court. had the break, but Minnesota got back. Yesufu, top of the key, gives to Skillings. Ball knocked away, saved by Agbum. Agbum tried the alley-oop to Carr, and the ball was knocked away. Skillings gets the loose ball. Ratai, short-range shot, no good. Rebounded by Tyson in Minnesota. Minnesota brings it up the floor in a hurry. Bears leading 8-5, 4.5 minutes in, first half. Bounce the ball top of the key to Cade Tyson. I'm sorry, that is Grayson Grove. Grove, their big man at 6'9". Now Tyson gets past his defender and lays it in.
There is so much going on away from the basketball when you watch Minnesota play offense. I mean, there are screens away from the ball, screens that are coming to you, you don't expect to be coming to you. It is constant movement, and the ball is moving too.
Nice pass by Carr to Yesufu, extra pass to Ratai, and he banks it in from the left side.
And the guy that we talked about attacking that zone with the guy at the free throw line who can make things happen, it's Yesufu. He can score, he can pass. Beautiful pass that time from that exact spot on the offensive side.
That was a good-looking pass, led to an easy basket for Michael Ratai. A 10-7 Baylor lead. Under 15 minutes on the clock, first half. Ball in the hands of Bobby Durkin outside. Durkin, a three is no good. Fuds against the backboard in the rim, and the rebound by O.B. Agbum.
You know, Durkin's another guy that you really got to watch.
Oh, how about
goodness.
that? Long alley-oop pass from O.B. Agbum to Cameron Carr for the flush.
And John, he was probably 30 feet, if not a little further out, Agbum, when he let that thing fly, and he shot it up to the exact spot that Carr needed it.
12-7 lead for the Bears. Here's Carr, guilty of a foul on the perimeter, trying to scrape the ball away from Grayson Grove. He picks up his first personal foul. First foul on Carr, first team foul on the Bears, and we've got our first media timeout of the first half. Comes with 14:10 to play. First half from Las Vegas. Baylor up 12-7 on Minnesota. We're back after this on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas. Every line, weld, and seal, shaped with the pride, heat, and strength that only Texas really knows. The Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today. Toyota. Let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for details.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
12-7 Bears lead it over Minnesota. 14-10 on the clock first half. If you're just joining us, you're saying, what, first half? 6 minutes in, what happened? Well, it was a later start. It was a late start to start with, and then a later start because of overtime in the previous game. But, Pat, a really good start for the Bears.
Yeah, they've made 4 of their first 8 shots. They've got 2 of 3 3-downs. Here's a factoid from Josie Hutton. Cam Carr on that alley-oop that I tried to describe inadequately before the media timeout was his 41st dunk of the year. Here's one. Baylor out-dunks its opponents 102-85 on the season.
You know who would love that stat?
Who's that?
Ed Burleson.
Ed Burleson.
He was counting dunks before anybody else was.
That's before it was even a thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he'd report them to Frank and then you and I. So Love you, Mr. Ed. Good start for the Bears, 4 of 8, and they seem very prepared, don't you think?
They do.
To go up against that zone and then the back cuts that they'll see all night from Minnesota.
Yeah, they haven't seen a lot of zone. I mean, they see it here and there in the Big 12, but I would say the Big 12, for the most part, is an in-your-face, man-to-man kind of defensive league. So it's not an easy adjustment to make, but I think they've made it well. And the key is get somebody at the free throw line. In this case, it's been Yesufu, who can score, who can pass it, can just run some things when the ball gets into the really heart of the zone. And Yesufu's done a really nice job of that to start the ball game. In fact, he already has an assist. Baylor 3 assists in the game, 3 assists on 4 made buckets.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
That's a great start. That's out gophering the Gophers, if they can continue that.
Out dunk, out gopher.
All right, Minnesota inbound out of the timeout. They trail by 5 to the Bears. No changes in the lineup for Minnesota. We only expect to see 6 players total in the game this evening. Drive to the bucket, knifing in from the right side, and the lay-in is good by Isaac Osama.
Yeah, and Osama was guarded by Ratai about 25 feet from the basket. And Osama, the point guard, just turned the corner on Ratai. No match.
12-9. Baylor leads by 3. Bears into the paint. It's Isaac Williams. Nearly lost the ball. Now leans in and gets the short jumper to fall.
Yeah, he picked his dribble up, really didn't have anywhere to go, and he had the ball right in the middle of the lane, and things just sort of scattered for him, and he laid the ball in with his left hand from about 6 feet away.
14-9, Baylor leads. How about this? 5 different players have scored for the Bears here in the first, 6.5 minutes of the game. On the far wing, Bobby Durkin has the ball. Give to Cade Tyson. Tyson has an opening. Left foul line extended and knocks it down. Tyson now has 7 here in the first half.
Not only is he a shooter, he is a scorer. He knows how to get the ball in the hole. That time they took his first look away and just was able to create something out of it. He can shoot it down, but he knows, again, how to get the ball in the basket.
Here's Isaac Williams, jets to the bucket and lays it in on the left side.
That's back-to-back buckets for Isaac Williams, who over the last 5 games, John, has been out of sight good. 12 points, 5 assists, 56% from the floor.
And a 16-11 Baylor lead over Minnesota. 12.5 minutes on the clock, first half. Give the ball left wing to Grayson Grove. Now to Tyson. Tyson working against the defensive Skillings. Skillings stays with him, jumps, shoots, and hits. Skillings did a pretty good job there, but Tyson just hit it over him.
Did a great job, and we said that Minnesota's not really looking for mismatches when they have the ball, but when you've got to beat the shot clock, you want the ball in the hands of Tyson, and showed a really good example of how he could just score the ball.
9 points in the first half by Cade Tyson. It's a 16-13 Baylor lead. Pass underneath to Ratai. He is cut off. Kicks it outside to Agbam. 3 ball, no good. Rebounded by Grayson Grove for Minnesota. Bears lead by 3 under 12 minutes first half. On the right wing to Langston Reynolds. Reynolds top of the key. Picks up his dribble. Lobs for Grayson Grove. Backing him defensively is Williams. Now a drive in from the right side, and Isaac Osama drives and scores again.
Yeah, and he's not a guy that scores a lot of points for them, but he has 4 in the game already and has found the ability to go baseline on whoever's guarding him.
Bears lead cut to 1, 16-15, 11:08 first half. Here's a long 3 by Carr, trying to draw the foul. Missed badly, rebound by Grove.
And again, John, that's what Minnesota wants Baylor to do, is take early threes.
Here's a 3 by Minnesota. Left wing is good by Bobby Durkin. And the Gophers take the lead, 18-16 over the Bears.
Durkin's another shooter. In the last 5 games, he's taken 29 shots, and 25 of those 29 have been threes.
He has not made a 2-pointer. How about that in the last 5 games? And a whistle's going to stop play. 3-second call on the Bears. I think it was Ratai that was camped out a little bit too long, right as Baylor was about to throw an alley-oop to Cameron Carr. Goes awry, ball goes over to the Gophers. Timeout on the floor, 10:34 to play. First half, Minnesota the lead over Baylor 18-16. You're listening to Baylor Bear basketball on the College Basketball Crown from Las Vegas on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is a longtime supporter of Baylor athletics. Find out why more Baylor fans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and get your own custom Baylor Bear debit card. With 6 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
Serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage led by expert industry knowledge and a commitment to community. With kindness and integrity at the forefront, every agent is equipped to help you navigate the market and make the real estate journey your own. Whether buying or selling, feel supported with an award-winning agent at your side from first offer to contract and close. Magnolia Realty serves cities including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Temple. Learn more at magnoliarealty.com.
Light up here.
I know, it is
Elbert
dingy,
Barbecue
isn't it?
is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Helberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back with us, 10.5 minutes on the clock. First half, Bears down to Minnesota 18-16. Bears had the lead that first media timeout, 12-7. The Gophers kind of won that next segment, 11-4 over Baylor.
That's right. Well, it was 16-11 at the 12:45 mark. That was Baylor's largest lead. It did not last long, as over the next minute and 40 seconds, Minnesota went on a 7-0 run, and they now lead at 18-16. And just in terms of sort of assessing the game, second media timeout, I think Minnesota on its defensive end is doing what their game plan suggests they do, and that's take a team that has not shot the ball well from beyond the three-point line. Baylor's able to occasionally string a few together, but just consistently that's been a struggle for them. And Minnesota, you can tell, is saying, look, that ought to be Baylor's first look. If they shoot us out of this zone, they do, but they haven't yet. Even though they made 2 of 5 threes, some of those threes were really quick into a possession, and I think that's playing to Minnesota's strength.
7-0 run by the Gophers to build the lead to 18-16. We were talking about the first meeting ever between Baylor and Minnesota in men's basketball, some previous meetings in football, and one memorable baseball NCAA regional. Brent Edwards texts, and he remembers the Baylor women's basketball team knocking off Minnesota in the Sweet 16 in 2005 on their way to the national championship. So that's a good memory when you talk about Baylor versus Minnesota.
Well, in this game, Obi Agbem got a couple of threes down early. He's 2 of 3 out there. He's got 6. And then pretty even scoring after that. Ratai, Carr, and Powell with 2 apiece. Williams with 4 in the game. But I think that media timeout comes at a good time. Gives Baylor the opportunity to just kind of read and react to what the first 10 minutes of the game have shown them. And they'll come out, not surprisingly, with some full court pressure.
Minnesota ball out of the timeout. There is that backcourt pressure by Baylor. Skillings now backs off. Obi Agbem shadows Isaac Osama as he gets into the front court. And here's Minnesota in the half court, leading by 2 over the Bears, 18-16. Groves top of the key, a whistle. And a foul on Baylor away from the ball. Didn't see who that was. It's going to be on Tunde Yesufu.
You know, and John, I didn't even see that. And what that does is, again, make the point we've been making. There is a lot of action taking place way away from the basketball. That play was not anywhere near the ball.
Pressure getting it inbounds. They get it into Groves, and he is fouled on the inbounds. So we'll see who that is on. I think that's on Isaac Williams. It is. So Williams has 1, Carr has 1, and Yesufu has 1. 3 team fouls on the Bears. Conversely, only 1 team foul on Minnesota so far. They don't foul much, do they? They can't afford to, playing such a short bench.
They really don't. And they make free throws at about a 71% clip. They've got a couple of guys who are elite at the line, and that really drives them.
Deep inbounds pass. Now they set up in the half court.
There
There's
it
that
is.
cut.
Yep.
Oh, man. Cut to the bucket by Cade Tyson, but his layup became wedged between the backboard and the rim. So on the alternate possession, it will stay with Minnesota. Except for that, that would have been a lay-in and a 4-point lead.
Well, we talked about how they compare a little bit to the old Princeton teams. They back cut like crazy. They are running the ball, again, screening away from the ball. And to relieve pressure, there's a lot of it from Baylor right now. They're going to back cut constantly.
Inbounds pass back near midcourt to Isaac Osama. Osama gives to Durkin. Now to Grove, the big man, who's out right wing. Give it right side to Kai Shinholster, who checked in. Three-pointer is no good. Rebound, Tunde Yesufu. There's the one off the bench, Kai Shinholster, 6'5" freshman from Woolwich, New Jersey. Bears ball down by 2, 9:38 first half. Here's Yesufu, thought about a three, puts the ball on the floor, drives in and lays it in.
Well, again, he's a guy at the free throw line that can just make things happen. If the opportunity is there, he's not hesitant to put a couple of power dribbles on the floor and finish strong at the rim.
Tied at 18, Bears and Gophers, 9:18 on the clock first half. Shinholster passes left side, a three by Osama is swatted into the third row by Tunde Yesufu.
You know, that is unbelievable effort by Yesufu because he was screened and he had to fight over the screen to get to that shot along the baseline. It was in the deep corner. It was going to be a three. And second and third effort by Yesufu to block it.
So Yesufu, the lay-in at one end and the blocked shot at the other. Minnesota inbounds the ball with 10 on the shot clock. Here's another left corner three. That one is no good with Carr flying at him. Isaac Osama missed it. Rebound to Obi Agbum for the Bears. Agbum across the timeline. The college basketball crown logo on the floor. Agbum angles to the left side, bounces to Yesufu. Yesufu a step inside the free throw line. Turnaround jumper too strong. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Cade Tyson. Ball will stay with the Bears.
Yeah, and Minnesota's adjusted to what we've been talking about, and that's Yesufu at the free throw line in Baylor's zone attack. And that time when he caught the ball, he was immediately bottled up.
Yesufu a little bit under the weather, not enough that's going to stop him from playing or even slow him down much. Inbounds to Yesufu. Short jumper, right low post is no good. Rebounded by Grayson Grove. Grove gives to Langston Reynolds into the front court. Reynolds top of the key for the Gophers. 18-18 our score with 8.5 minutes on the clock first half. Pitch it around the perimeter, now to Reynolds. Now top of the key to Grove. He'll shoot a three. It's no good. Rebound Carr.
Yeah, he's a 29% three-point shooter. Bears can afford to give him all of those looks he wants.
Carr brings it up, give to Williams. Nice pass underneath the Powell, who dunks it.
That's a great pass by Williams, and that's what makes Baylor's offense go, is when that ball touches the paint on the pass of the dribble. That time it was the dribble by Williams right into the heart of the lane.
2-point lead for the Bears, 20-18. 7:55 showing before halftime. There's a travel thanks to the defense by Langston Reynolds. So a travel, turnover, Gophers, Bears ball following a timeout. 7:53 to play, first half from Las Vegas. Bears lead Minnesota by 2, 20-18 on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Slam that cash with First Central Credit Union. Create a full court press with First Central's free checking that pays you cash back and refunds fees from other banks' ATMs. Enjoy free reward checking and be the MVP of a new cashback season. It's an easy bank shot. Apply online at firstcentralcu.com. We're your team.
Everything we do is true. We do for you.
Eligibility and qualifications apply. Member NCUA.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers.
They've
Our
only got one
dealership is
team
more
foul.
than a business to me. That's
Yeah,
why
they're
when you
not
come
gonna-
see
they
us
stay
for a
away from
reliable
that.
new
They have
Chevy
to.
Yeah.
or award-winning service, we
They're
treat you
skilled.
like family.
Yeah.
They're
Come
well
see our
coached.
new
Yeah.
collision
That's a-
center,
that's
now
a
open
good
to
offense.
serve you
It's
even
interesting
better
that works
for
in the
many
Big
years
Ten.
to come.
I just don't think
Enjoy
of the Big
game.
Ten as
Then come
being
see
that
us
way.
at Jim
Yeah,
Turner
no.
Chevrolet
Maybe it's
in
different.
McGregor.
That's why it works.
Together,
Well,
let's drive.
and I think that's what they have.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to earn points while cheering on your favorite Baylor teams? Join Baylor Bold Rewards. Track your attendance on the Baylor Sports app across athletic events and earn points towards prizes and experiences. Download the Baylor Sports app or register online today at BaylorBoldRewards.com and start earning your points today.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Reminder, our Courtside Cam is brought to you by NextLink, reliable high-speed internet for your home or business. You can look right into our broadcast location here, concourse level inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Go to the Baylor Athletics YouTube channel, and you can watch our Courtside Cam right here. Got a spot, looks like we're the only two people in the building.
We're way
here, right?
up.
Yeah, we've got a good spot here. It's not bad. And not a bad start for the Bears. 7:53 to play first half. Bears lead by 2, 20-18.
Well, John, as most of these games are, it's a game of runs. Baylor got a little run together, led it 16-11, 7-0 run by Minnesota. They got a 2-point lead. And since that time, Minnesota's missed 5 shots in a row. They haven't scored in 3 minutes, and the Bears have been able to grab the lead back 20-18 at 7:53 to go in the first half. This has been, when you and I were talking about this, it's a different style of play watching Minnesota from what Baylor's accustomed to seeing. And it's not necessarily Big Ten style. I think it's Minnesota style because of their personnel and because they've got such a thin bench, just a 6-man rotation. This is the way they have to play. They're in a zone, kind of a sagging zone, sort of daring Baylor to take a lot of threes. But at the other end of the floor, you and I were talking about how impressive their offense is. They are moving, they are passing, they are intentional. They know exactly what they're out there to do. And they've made 8 of 17 shots. Baylor right at that, 8 of 16. So it's been a fun game to watch in the first 10, 13 minutes.
Yeah, and you think about both these teams probably haven't played in 3 weeks or so, and I think not much rust showing to this point.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And I love the edge that both of these teams have. They are playing to win. It's been fun. It's been a well-played game thus far. No surprise, really, from what we expected from Minnesota. That ball's going into the hands of Cade Tyson, and he's got 9 already.
Yeah, 9 of their 18. Baylor leads by 2. Never told you our officials, Brian Dorsey, Tim Clockerty, and Chris Pacey, our 3 officials tonight. Good to see those guys here. And here's Baylor's ball out of the timeout. Give to Isaac Williams. He jets into the front court. Tried to slow him down in the back court. They couldn't catch him to slow him down. Williams has it back top of the key, gives left wing to Agbum, back to Williams on the right wing, into the paint. Turnaround jumper is no good. Loose ball tipped out to Agbum by Caden Powell.
Great play by Powell just to keep the ball alive. He really was out of rebounding position. Got it just enough to get a hand on it, keep it alive.
Give to Yesufu. He's double teamed on the baseline left. Passes out of there to Carr. Carr will drive in. Draws the contact. No foul, but he lays it in for 2.
Yeah, great pass by Yesufu. He threw it out to Carr at the 3-point line, and the defender was coming at him really hard, harder than he could really recover from. And Carr went right around him, finished in traffic at the rim.
22-18, Bears lead it, 6:54 to play. Here's a pass underneath, but a whistle's going to wipe out the bucket. That is a foul on who? On Osama?
I think it is, yeah. He set a back screen for Tyson and was called for the foul, but that's their game. I mean, you're getting screened from places you have no expectation that screen's coming from. And that time it backfired on Minnesota.
Osama, his first personal foul, only the second team foul on Minnesota. And what was that? No, ball just knocked out of bounds? Not a foul.
I think that's foul number 3. Let's double check that. I think as Williams was bringing it up the floor, it was a reach for the ball by, I didn't see.
Osama, it's on Osama.
Osama.
So he has 2, and the Gophers as a team have 3 team fouls.
Yeah, and he's been the rudder of the ship, really, for Minnesota early. He's getting the ball where it needs to go.
Bounce pass from Williams to Yesufu at the free throw line. Nice. One dribble in, turnaround jumper. Strong jumper is good by Tunde Yesufu.
And that's how you attack that zone. Get the ball in the hands of Yesufu and let him go to work at the free throw line and in.
He's a good student of those scouts from the Baylor coaches. Bears lead at 24-18. Yesufu has 4 here in the first half. Pass underneath. Knocked away from behind, but they're going to catch Isaac Williams for a foul, and that is his second in the first half.
That's right. Be interesting to see. I mean, the cupboard is not completely bare, but we talk about the thin roster, the 6-man rotation for Minnesota. Baylor doesn't have much luxury there. That's just a 7-man rotation. So I think what Coach Drew is going to bring, in this case, Dan Skillings in. He's going to sit Isaac Williams, and that's going to move Yesufu from the 3 to the 2.
Minnesota inbounding on their baseline, 20 on the shot clock. Inbounds pass to Grove outside the arc. Gives it left corner to Durkin, now underneath, and a foul as Langston Reynolds goes up for the shot. I think he took one in the neck area, upper chest area. Foul's going to be on Baylor's Obi Agbum.
Yeah, and Durkin had a really good look in the corner. Durkin's the guy who is only looking for threes. I mean, he'll take a 2, but it'll be begrudgingly. And so when he caught the ball in the corner, 2 guys came flying at him, and that left Reynolds wide open. Skillings had to foul him to keep him from just laying it in.
Reynolds, 60% free throw shooter on the year. This one bangs off the rim, no good. His biggest game of the year, a 21-point game against UCLA. Wins for this Minnesota team over UCLA, Indiana, Iowa, Michigan State this season. Finished 8-12 in the Big Ten. Second free throw's good, 1 of 2 by Reynolds. And it's 24-19, the Baylor lead over the Gophers. Bears ball, Agbum to Yesufu, right wing, outside the arc. Yesufu puts the ball on the floor. Looking to drive, Reynolds cuts him off, gives it back to Agbum. Agbum now top of the key for the Bears. He'll launch it long 3 and hit it. Holy cow.
You know, really just a desperation 3 to beat the shot clock. He had more time than I think he realized he had, but it all is moot when the ball goes in.
How about that? 3 made threes in the first half by Agbum. He's got 9 points. Bears lead by 8, 27-19.
And now, John, it's an 11-1 run for Baylor over the last 3.5 minutes.
Grove gives it right wing to Shinholster. Now back to Reynolds. Reynolds looks to drive, cut off. Underneath to Grove, jump hook, no good. Caden Powell the rebound. Powell gives to Obi Agbum. Bears with the momentum right now, leading by 8. Skillings to Carr in the left-hand corner. Back outside to Skillings, now Agbum. 15 to shoot for the Bears, 5:07 first half. Agbum straight away. Gives to Yesufu at the free throw line. He'll jump, shoot, rolls off, no good.
That's still a good look. That's the look they want out of their half-court offense. Minnesota's coming out and defending on the perimeter a little more than they have to start.
Durkin drives into the paint, cut off by Carr. Short jumper, no good. He still hadn't made a 2-point shot in the last 5, now 6 games. Durkin, that's not his game inside the arc. Carr gives to Agbum. Agbum into the paint, kicks right side. Carr's 3, no good, right iron. Rebounded by Langston Reynolds. Reynolds up the floor. Agbum tries to draw the charge, but he drives by him, and the foul is called on Agbum. So a chance at a 3-point play for Langston Reynolds.
Yeah, I think he got him soon enough that they won't give him the basket, and I think that's what Agbum was trying to do, is foul him early. You know as a defender when you're beaten, and he realized that and figured, I've got a foul to give, I better give it right here.
It's a good call. Yeah, no bucket. Nico Medved, the Minnesota head coach, is complaining, thinking it should have been an and one, but wipe out the bucket. Foul on Obi Agbum is his second. Minnesota inbounding, trailing 27-19. Bears lead by 8. Deep inbounds pass to Grove. Grove gives to Durkin. Now to Reynolds. Reynolds into the paint. He is grabbed there by Dan Skillings. So the Baylor fouls are starting to mount now. That is 17 fouls on the Bears. And Minnesota's in the bonus with 4:17 to go in the half.
Yeah, and that ball went in after the foul as well. So and Nico Medved, the Minnesota coach, not happy about either one of those calls, but I think they both were good. That foul was on the floor, and I think just an effort to try to get a three-point play out of it by Langston just didn't happen, didn't get the call.
So Skilling's his first personal. He goes to the bench. Michael Ratai is back on, the Oregon State transfer. Free throw is good. He'll get the bonus. That is Langston Reynolds shooting free throws. He's now 2 of 3 at the line tonight. He is the only Gopher to shoot free throws so far in the first half. Second one no good. 1 of 2. 27-20 is the Baylor lead over Minnesota. Cam Carr into the front court. Gives to Yesufu, right wing. Back to Carr. Carr straight away to Agbam on the left side. Gives to Ratai. Back to Agbam. Thought about a three. Instead, puts the ball on the ground. Or on the floor. Gives to Ratai. Back to Agbam. Three, no good. Ratai the rebound. Offensive rebound for the Bears. He gives to Carr, to Ratai. Drive, runner, no. Fight for the rebound. Out of bounds will... I'm not sure whose ball. Yeah, Baylor's ball?
I think it's Baylor. It was a scramble for it on the miss by Ratai. Bunch of hands up there batting at it, but I think it was the good call. Baylor will get it out of this timeout.
So Bears ball when we come back. 3:44 to play, first half. It's Baylor 27, Minnesota 20. You're listening to Baylor Bear basketball and the college basketball crown on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Looking for a fun night out with family or friends? Head to Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark and catch Baylor baseball this season. Single game tickets are on sale now, starting at just $6 for general admission seating. Or stop by the ballpark for $2 Tuesdays, featuring discounted concession items, plus $2 off general admission tickets. Grab your seats now at BaylorBears.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Baylor Ballpark.
Did you?
Yeah.
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway, right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new Sports Vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrists of Baylor Athletics.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Wow. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball. Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
27-20, Baylor leads over Minnesota. Scott Drew at Baylor 10-7 all-time against Big Ten teams. Think about it, his upbringing in the state of Indiana, heart of Big Ten country. Remember when Baylor beat Purdue very early in his time at Baylor, how big that was?
Oh, huge.
So, you know, there's a little something extra when you go up against a Big Ten school.
That's right. And the Big Ten, I mean, all leagues are going to make the argument, but about who the strongest league in the country was this year. Right now, Big Ten's got a pretty good argument.
I think they do.
Yep.
Big 12 maybe regular season, postseason, maybe it is the Big Ten.
Yep, I think it is. And, John, in this game, the Bears are shooting it well. They made 46% of their shots. And when they shoot it well, it's usually a product of, I mean, it's not unusual for any team, really, shot selection. And Bears have 16 points in the paint, 16 of their 27 in the paint. And those paint touches and the buckets they're getting in the lane usually are going to be high percentage. That's why they're at 11 of 24, I think, thus far in the ball game.
Bears 37.5% from three-point range. Minnesota is 42% from the floor, 22%, 2 of 9 from three-point range. Bears lead by 7. Bears have led by as much as 8 on a couple of occasions here, most recently 27-19.
And John, you look at these stats, and the game just begins to take a little bit of shape at 3:44 left to go in the half, and the Bears have 7 points off of just 3 Minnesota turnovers, and Baylor's turned it over just one time in the game.
Wow.
And Minnesota has nothing to show for those turnovers. So in a close game like this, that's an interesting disparity. It's a big one, really. 7 of your 27 have come off the other team's turnovers, and Minnesota has not turned it over excessively.
Wow. All right, back to play. Baylor ball. 12 on the shot clock. Agbum deep inbounds pass to Carr back near midcourt. Carr attacks, launches a three, and an out. No good. Long range. There's an offensive rebound by Yesufu. He put it up. Didn't go, but he was fouled.
And, John, that is the Bears' 6th offensive rebound of the game compared to just 1 offensive rebound for Minnesota. Bears have 2 second chance points. They're about to get more here at the free throw line. Said before the game, one of the keys was Bears need to win the battle of the backboards and really flex their muscles on the offensive glass. They're starting to do that.
Only 4 team fouls on Minnesota, but now 2 on Cade Tyson, so that could be significant as Tunde Yesufu hits his first free throw. He's 74% on the year, shooting free throws. Freshman scoring record for Tunde Yesufu at Baylor. That says a lot. Hits the second one as well. 6 points in the half by Yesufu. Bears have their largest lead of the half now, 29-20.
Agbum, I think, needed a blow because Isaac Williams comes back into the game, 3.5 minutes to play, and he's playing with 2 fouls.
Tyson gives the ball to Durkin. Durkin outside to Grove. Pass to Tyson in the paint.
And there's 3.
Oh, man, is that on Williams?
It is, and that's his 3rd.
Wow.
You know, that's just a risk you're going to run, and now Agbum's going to come back in. I was curious about why Williams would come back into the game with 2 fouls, and I think Agbum just really needed a rest. And so it didn't take more than about 6 seconds for Williams to pick up number 3. But you got to give Tyson credit on that play. I mean, he had Williams on his hip and blocked him, and he was just in jail. Williams was as a defender and had to foul Tyson.
So Tyson shooting free throws. He's their best free throw shooter numbers-wise, 83% on the year. First one's good, second one likewise. 11 points in the half by Cade Tyson, who averages 19.6 per game.
Yeah.
2 free throws makes it 29-22 Bears.
In his last 5 games, he's now 19 of 19 from the free throw line.
Wow. Bears ball, Agbum dishes the ball to Yesufu. Yesufu backing down his defender, spins away from him. Banker right side, no good. Fight for the rebound. Powell can't grab it. Minnesota does. Up the floor is Langston Reynolds. Reynolds on the right wing for the Gophers, who trail by 7 to the Bears under 3 minutes to play before halftime. Reynolds picks up his dribble, lobs for Grove. One turn to the bucket, left hand up and in for 2.
And that's just their offense at work. I mean, a lot of ball movement out front, but those guys along the baseline are jockeying for position. They're screening one another, and that was an easy bucket for Groves.
29-24. Bears lead was 9, now cut to 5. Here's Ratai, gives to Obi Agbum. Back to Ratai. High post on the left side. One dribble through the paint. Shot no good. Rebounded by Cade Tyson. Outlet to Reynolds up the floor. Langston Reynolds gives to Tyson. Thought about a 3. Powell steps up on him. Here's Durkin. He'll shoot the 3. It's no good. Loose ball. Agbum has it for Baylor. Agbum and Carr were battling each other for that loose ball. And as they cross midcourt, Scott Drew asked for a timeout. With 1:56 to go before halftime, Bears leading 29-24.
John, you made the point. Baylor's largest lead in the game was 9. That was at 3:36 to go in the half, 29-20. And most coaches will tell you, last 3 to 5 minutes of the first half, first 3 to 5 of the second half, 2 of the most important periods in a game. You got to have momentum. If you've had it, the Bears had it, really nice run, an 11-1 run there at one point. You've got momentum. You need to maintain it by halftime and then start the second half strong. And Minnesota's made a nice little run here to finish the half. They dwindled that 9-point lead for the Bears down to 5 with 1:56 to play.
Scott Drew timeout. Good time to pause. 10 seconds for station identification. We're back to Las Vegas in 10 seconds on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
From the ESPN studios, this is KRZI Waco, K222DC Waco, K265DV Temple, ESPN Central Texas.
Alongside Baylor Athletics Hall of Famer Pat Nunley, I'm John Morris. Van Goodall, our network board operator tonight. Late night, late start for this game. Glad you are with us wherever you might be listening this evening. Bears lead at 29-24, trying to get a spot in a semifinal game against Oklahoma on Saturday. Winner gets the Sooners in the semifinals. Bears put the ball back in play. Here's Yesufu in the paint. Shot no good. Got his own rebound. Put it up and it wouldn't fall.
He's smacking his hands together. He knew that he blew an opportunity there, but that's the play that Coach Drew called during the timeout. Get it to him at the free throw line, let him work.
Couple of opportunities for Yesufu. Here's Tyson, goes around Dan Skillings for the lay-in, and two more.
Well, he's such a threat at the three-point line that Skillings had to get up in him, and when you do that, Tyson's a good enough player that he could turn the corner on you. It's exactly what he did.
6-0 run by the Gophers pulls them within 3 at 29-26. Yesufu left elbow, ball knocked out of his hands, he gets it back. 9 to shoot for the Bears, 1:05 on the game clock. Agbum dances with his dribble, drives, kicks left corner, Carr's three, no good. Fight for the rebound, Caden Powell couldn't get it, but Dan Skillings does, and he puts it in.
It's another offensive rebound by the Bears. That's 7 in the game, and that is their 6th second chance point. That's where the Bears are separating. The 5-point lead they have now is because of their work on the offensive glass.
Lead back to 5 for Baylor, 31-26, final 37 seconds of the half. Langston Reynolds holds the ball on the left wing. Gives it to Grove. Three-pointer left side, no good. That was Kai Shinholster who missed that three. Rebound Baylor. Shot clock is off, 20 seconds to go before halftime. Bears can play for the final shot of the half, leading by 5.
Yeah, they're going to finish on this side of the floor. Agbum dribbling it at center court. 9 seconds, he'll go with about 7.
Here he goes, 6, now 5. Agbum, a three. No good, back iron, rebound Minnesota, and that is halftime. I think Obi Agbum had in mind he was going to take that three when the clock wound down, and he did. It wouldn't go, but the Bears do have the lead at intermission.
Yeah, I think Coach Drew was hoping for a better shot than that one, but when the guy that just shot it's 3 of 5 from the three-point line, he's got the green light, just wouldn't go.
Well, first meeting ever between Baylor and Minnesota in men's basketball comes here in the College Basketball Crown in Las Vegas. Bears lead it at halftime, 31-26 over the Gophers. Stay with us, our Bluebonnet Health Services halftime report when we come back here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Be right back.
You go.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is a longtime supporter of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Baylor fans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and get your own custom Baylor Bear debit card. With 6 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas. Every line, weld, and seal, shaped with the pride, heat, and strength that only Texas really knows. The Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today. Toyota. Let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for details.
You're listening to live coverage of Baylor men's basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Now, it's time for the Blue Bonnet Health Services halftime show. Brought to you by TFNB, the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Blue Bonnet Health Services. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and urgent care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the first half. Check in on scores and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Halftime from Las Vegas. Baylor up on Minnesota by 5, 31-26. Pat will give us all the first half stats coming up in just a bit. Welcome into the Blue Bonnet Health Services halftime report. Blue Bonnet Health Services, your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Blue Bonnet. Glad you're with us as we turn into late on a Wednesday evening, April 1st. Baylor Giving Day today. Hopefully that was very successful in all facets of Baylor, not just athletics, but campus-wide. Here's a look at what's coming up over the next few days in Baylor athletics. Baylor baseball hosting BYU at Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark, 3-game series. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday at 6:30, Friday at 6:30, and Saturday at 1 for the Bears and the BYU Cougars. Baylor softball is hosting the University of Houston. Also Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Tomorrow's game moved up to 4 p.m. They'll play at 4 o'clock tomorrow, 6:30 on Friday, and 2 o'clock on Saturday for that Big 12 series at the Big Getty at Getterman Stadium. Baylor women's tennis, number 33 in the nation. They're hosting BYU. That is tomorrow at noon. Men's tennis, number 9 in the nation. They are hosting Utah. That is tomorrow evening at 6. And then they'll turn things around as the women will play Utah on, or the men will actually play Midwestern State on Saturday. Then the women will play Utah on Saturday afternoon at 1. Men will play BYU on Saturday at 6 p.m. So a look at what's upcoming in Baylor athletics back in Waco. We understand maybe some weather issues over the next few days, so stay tuned to social media or the Baylor website, BaylorBears.com, for all the latest and possible changes due to the weather. Here it's 31-26. Bears lead Minnesota at halftime. Pat has the first half stats when we come back on the Blue Bonnet Health Services halftime report. Blue Bonnet Health Services, your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Blue Bonnet. It's Baylor 31, Minnesota 26, halftime of the college basketball crown here in Las Vegas and here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hey Baylor fans, Baylor softball season is currently underway.
I'll be
Come
right
be
back.
a part of the action at Getterman Stadium all season long with single game tickets. With general admission tickets starting at just $8, there's no better way to enjoy elite college softball. And if you're coming with friends or family, group tickets are available for $5 each. Get your Baylor softball single game tickets now at BaylorBears.com/tickets.
Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com. Here's to home.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We're at halftime, Baylor versus Minnesota. This is the quarterfinal round of the college basketball crown tournament. Oklahoma beat Colorado in the first game of this tournament in overtime, so the winner of this game will play Oklahoma on Saturday. And right now, Bears lead by 5, 31-26 at halftime. Neither team shot it really well in the first half. In fact, the Bears made just 12 of 32. In fact, Minnesota made just 2 of its last 11 shots in the first half. Baylor made just 1 of its last 12 in the first half. So those shooting percentages have declined by halftime. Bears made 3 of 11 outside the three-point line, 4 of 4 at the free throw line. Minnesota 43.5%. They made just 2 of 11 and 4 of 6 at the free throw line. Bears got 9 points from Obi Agban, all at the three-point line. He's 3 of 6 out there. 6 points for Tunde Yesufu. Yesufu with 3 rebounds in the ball game as well. 4 points for Cameron Carr, just 2 of 8, missed all 4 of his three-point attempts. A couple points apiece for Dan Skillings and Michael Ratai. Caden Powell with 4 points, 3 rebounds as well. By the way, Agban, I mentioned his 9 points. He had 4 rebounds in the first half. Isaac Williams with 4 points, a couple of assists, but played sparingly as he picked up 3 fouls. And actually just 10 minutes of the first half for Williams in terms of playing time. Minnesota got half of its points from one guy, Cade Tyson. He has 13 of Minnesota's 26. 4 points apiece for Isaac Osama, Langston Reynolds with 4 as well, and then 2 for Grayson Grove. 3 points for Bobby Durgan. He got a 3 down, and that gets Minnesota up to 26 here at halftime. Some of the other stats that really stand out, Baylor out-rebounded Minnesota 19-14 in the first half. 7 of those 19 rebounds by the Bears were offensive and produced 6 second chance points. Minnesota did not get a second chance point in the first half. That's a big disparity there in a close game. Baylor was able to get 7 points off of just 3 Minnesota turnovers in the first half. Baylor turned it over just 1 time, which didn't produce any points for Minnesota. So a 7-0 disparity there, 6-0 disparity, second chance points. Those are 2 of the major reasons Baylor is up by 5 here at halftime. 4 assists apiece for each team. Minnesota 4 assists on 10 made buckets. Again, this is a team that leads the country in assist percentage, well below that in this ball game. Baylor 4 assists on 12 made buckets. So this has been a game that has been played the way we sort of expected it would play. Maybe at a slower pace, which I think works to Minnesota's advantage. A total of, 57 points is all produced by these 2 teams in the first half. But Baylor does have a 5-point lead. They led by as many as 9, had that lead with 3:36 to go in the first half. Minnesota's largest lead, only lead, was by 2 at the 10:54 mark. Their largest run of the first half was a 7-0 run. Baylor's largest run was an 8-0 run. So, as in most any game we broadcast this year, has been a game of runs, and this one is no exception. Bottom line is Baylor leads by 5 at halftime. See if they can move into a spot against Oklahoma on Saturday, if they can go on to win this quarterfinal game of the 2nd annual college basketball crown tournament here in Las Vegas. You're listening to the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
that one.
Join us April 23rd at the Texas Sports Hall of Fame in Waco for our next Lunch with the Legend, presented by Baylor Alumni Sports Outreach. Our special guest will be Hall of Fame former men's golf coach Mike McGraw as he steps into retirement. It's Thursday, April 23rd, beginning at 11:30 a.m., and tickets are available now by calling 254-710-8300. Join us as we hear from Coach Mike McGraw, presented by Baylor Alumni Sports Outreach.
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway, right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new Sports Vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrists of Baylor Athletics.
You've been listening to the Bluebonnet Health Services Halftime Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Brought to you by TFNB, the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Bluebonnet Health Services. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we get set for the second half action with the Baylor Bears. As we rejoin the voice of the Bears, John Morris, live from Courtside, bringing you the second half action and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
As we wrap up the Bluebonnet Health Services halftime report, thanks to Bluebonnet Health Services. Your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet. Bears lead at halftime 31-26. Pat gave us all the pertinent numbers from the first half. Pat, we like to go back and look at your keys prior to the game. How have they played out through the first 20 minutes of this game tonight?
We said, first of all, they had to play collective defense because this is a team offensively that really moves away from the ball, a lot of screening because they're trying to just set up shots for their shooters. And I think, when you hold your opponent to 26, defensively you've done a pretty good job. So I think they've got to feel good about that. The Bears out-rebounded Minnesota 19-14 in the first half, but the key in that is the Bears were able to flex their muscles on the offensive glass and were able to produce 7 second chance points on 7 offensive rebounds. That is a huge strength for the Bears and one they've got to play to in this game. And then make Minnesota defend. We really haven't seen any sort of fatigue from Minnesota, but they still are playing a really thin roster. They have a 6-man rotation. 5 guys average 37, 38 minutes a ball game. And so we're just at halftime. We haven't seen pressure from the Bears really produce any fatigue on Minnesota's part, but we still got 20 minutes to play.
All right, very good. I think you nailed it pretty good there with your pregame keys.
We'll see. We do have 20 minutes left.
At halftime, at least. Baylor in the postseason for a 14th consecutive year, one of 5 schools in the country to be in the postseason every year since 2012. Pretty good company. St. Mary's, Gonzaga, Kansas, Michigan State, and Baylor are those schools. 14 straight for the Bears, 17 of the last 18 in postseason. This year does snap a string of 6 straight in the NCAA tournament. And certainly that Baylor would have loved to have been in the big dance. But when you're dancing in Las Vegas here in the Crown, that is a nice consolation prize, you might say.
I think it is, John. And the recipe for Baylor's success has been build a roster, groom players, mature them, get them bigger, get them stronger. And in the new day and age, that's just not the case. And people, I think, forget this is a 100% new roster for this team. And you really don't know when they come together, will they ever come together? And I think Bears spent longer, this season than we expected, most people expected, for this team to kind of figure that out. And so it's just a new challenge. And maybe the good news is if you're going to build a new roster, you don't have to wait too long to try to do that.
Yeah, that is true. Visiting with Tim Brando, who's doing TV tonight and tomorrow. He asked if the team ever got down, if they ever got, just out of sorts when they weren't winning up to Baylor standards. And my answer was, Tim, if you agree, I said, no, you really don't get that way with a Scott Drew coach team.
He just won't let you.
Yeah.
And it's the staff, too. And they've done a remarkable job because I don't think, John, the coaching staff has ever had to coach effort. You've got to coach effort, you've got a real problem, and that has not been the case with this team this year.
All right, it's going to be Baylor's ball to begin the second half to inbound, waiting on TV to say go, and Baylor will inbound at near side court, leading by 5, 31-26. Bears led by as much as 9 in the first half. The only lead for Minnesota was a brief 5-3 lead in the first minute of the game. Other than that, they did not lead. Here's an alley-oop attempt as the Bears quickly attack. Isaac Williams lobbed it for Cameron Carr. He got tripped up, and he is hobbling as he gets back up on his feet. Now he sits back down.
Yeah, they had called that play at halftime. They wanted to run an alley-oop for Cameron Carr along the baseline. They got it. They really didn't get the look they wanted. There was a lot of traffic at the rim. I think Minnesota maybe even expected that, and Cameron Carr came down in traffic, and I don't know if it's ankle or knee, but he's still sitting.
Yeah, and couldn't really see how that happened with Carr, but he tightens up those shoelaces on his right Nike shoe. Now tests it out a little bit. Looks like he's going to stay in the game, so that's a good sign. Ball was lost out of bounds, but last touched by Minnesota, so it will stay with the Bears.
You know, that may be something he's adrenalized right now, and you roll that ankle a little bit, you don't feel it as much during the game as you will tomorrow morning.
Ooh, nice inbounds to Yesufu right under the bucket, and he banks it in from the right side.
That's a perfectly executed underneath out-of-bounds play, and you just can't run it any better than that. You finish with a layup under the basket, you've done your job.
Bears lead by 7, 33-26. Just getting going in the second half here in Las Vegas. Grove top of the key with the ball. Powell steps up on him, passes right side to Durkin. Durkin looking for a three, instead gives to Cade Tyson. Tyson, turnaround jumper in the paint, no good, in and out. Caden Powell, the rebound for the Bears. Give to Obi Agbum, who brings it up. Isaac Williams on the right wing. Remember, Isaac with 3 personal fouls. Now back to Agbum. Agbum right elbow extended, gives it back outside to Yesufu. 12 to shoot for the Bears. Williams drives, tries to drop it off for Caden Powell. It's knocked out of bounds by Durkin.
You know, Minnesota is building a pretty good wall. I mean, they're not giving Baylor anything, but they want to make sure that ball is staying out of the lane, and Isaac Williams was trying to get there, just couldn't.
So the Bears inbound with 10 on the shot clock. Inbounds to Yesufu around the perimeter. Left corner, Obi Agbum drives in the paint, passes right corner to Yesufu. 3, no good. Good look, but it wouldn't fall for him. Run out by Minnesota. Here is Langston Reynolds. His shot blocked by Caden Powell. Starts the break for the Bears to Yesufu. Short jumper is good.
And that's really one of the rare opportunities the Bears have had to get points in their fast break. In fact, that is their first fast break bucket of the game. They want to speed this pace up a little bit.
Wow. 9-point lead for the Bears equals their biggest of the night, 35-26. We're a minute and a half into the second half. Langston Reynolds on the left side, working against Williams. Pass deflected and stolen by Agbum. Pass ahead to Yesufu. He'll jam it with his right hand.
And that's back-to-back fast break buckets by the Bears. They were able to create offense with their defense, and that's going to result in a quick timeout for Minnesota.
Bears have their biggest lead of the night at 11 points. They have outscored Minnesota 6-0 to start the second half. Timeout, Nico Medved and Minnesota. Timeout comes with 18:11 on the clock, second half. Our score, Baylor 37, Minnesota 26. You're listening to Baylor Bear Basketball from the College Basketball Crown in Las Vegas on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Looking for a fun night out with family or friends? Head to Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark and catch Baylor baseball this season. Single game tickets are on sale now, starting at just $6 for general admission seating. Or stop by the ballpark for $2 Tuesdays, featuring discounted concession items, plus $2 off general admission tickets. Grab your seats now at BaylorBears.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Baylor Ballpark.
We had that inbounds and then 2 breakaways.
Yeah. Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things.
I thought you meant that
and they even ship barbecue
here. It looked like he was back.
Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
Everything we do for you. Slam Dunk benefits at First Central Credit Union. Tip off with free checking that pays cash, less fees, great rates, quick local loans, easy online applications, a free mobile app, secure remote control cards, 24/7 deposit.
Yes, sir.
Services our ATMs. And
I haven't gone anywhere yet.
join today at First Central.
A certain other unadvertisable soda.
An application requirements apply. Number NCUA.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Today, Yesufu had 6 points at halftime. He's got 6 points, 6 more in less than 2 minutes to start the second half. Pat, a 6-0 run by the Bears to build their lead to 11 over Minnesota.
We said at halftime, 31-26 is the pace, or represents the pace that I think Minnesota wants to play at. Baylor at halftime, you just can tell from what they've done in the first 2 minutes of the second half, wanted to speed that pace up and get the ball out into the open floor and run with it if they can. They've been able to do that. In fact, they now have 9 points off of 4 Minnesota turnovers. So the Bears have created live ball turnovers and have fed off of those. That's a big disparity between these two teams. One of the reasons Bears are up 11 now.
Yeah, but only 4 turnovers by Minnesota. That's really good.
It is
only good. 1 by Baylor. Don't say that too loud.
That's
only one turnover by the Bears.
Something else I'm going to regret saying. Well, maybe not. Probably not. Baylor 15-1 when they lead at halftime.
Oh, I like it.
Let's just go with
For
it.
informational purposes only.
No
wagering, please.
It's a fact. We can't ignore it.
A little longer halftime here. Fun to look over there. Front row seats right down from the Baylor bench. There's James Perry and Jeremy Fudge, Brian Peters, and Chip Gaines down there. Pretty good seats. Like really good
like
seats.
On the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, you make the trip, you ought to get primo seats.
I guess so. I thought I saw Brock Murphy also. I don't see him. He may not have made. There's only 4 seats there. Brock may not have made those 4. All right, it's going to be Minnesota's ball. Here we go, resuming play. Gophers have not scored here in the second half. We are at 18:05 on the clock in the second half. Bears lead by 11, 37-26. Give to Reynolds. Now to Tyson, now to Durkin. On the left wing, it's Osama. Drives baseline, cut off there by Caden Powell. To Durkin, to Reynolds, right wing. 4 to shoot. Give it to him. He's got to put it up. Reynolds doesn't know it. He drives in. Oh, man.
And that's 4 on Williams.
Oh, that hurts in a couple of ways, Pat. 4 fouls on Isaac Williams, and there was a 1/10 of a second on the shot clock.
Yeah, he just couldn't resist. The coaches call that putting your hand in the cookie jar. You've done everything right. Your body's in the right spot, and he just reached, and there was no reason to reach, didn't have to, and fouled Reynolds, and that bails Minnesota out of what was about to be a shot clock violation.
Big time. I'm not sure Reynolds even knew that they were about to get caught. Now he gets 2 free throws. First one is good. 6'4" senior from Denver, transfer from Northern Colorado. He's been their most active free throw shooter tonight. He's 3 of 5 at the line.
You know, and with Williams, you don't want to put a bit in his mouth. I mean, what makes him really good defensively is his aggression. And so there's just a thin line between, you know, being really aggressive but just knowing when to back off, and he just couldn't back off at that last moment.
He's got to sit now, Pat, with 4 fouls, still 17 and a half minutes to play. On for him is Dan Skillings. Skillings has it on the right wing. Back outside to Agbum. Agbum between the rings. Working against the defensive Osama. Give to Yesufu. Head fake with a three. Now he puts it up. No good. Back iron. Rebound Durkin.
Yeah, he double clutched a couple of times. He had a decent look. Thought about it, and then finally let it go. It was way long.
Osama to Durkin in transition. His three is no good. An offensive rebound. Tyson. Three left corner, no good. Rebound, Tunde Yesufu. Yesufu brings it up himself, gives to Obi Agbum. Bears may be playing without Isaac Williams for a while on the bench with 4 fouls. Here's Yesufu in the paint again. He'll dribble to the left side, give to Agbum. Three is up and in. Yeah. Wow.
And that possession really wasn't going anywhere for Baylor, and I thought Agbum bailed him out with a long three. That's his 4th of the game.
How about that? That one looked like a wild shot, but he's had a couple of those. Ball knocked away. Steal by Baylor. Yesufu, the lay-in at the other end for 2 more, and it's a 15-point lead for Baylor, 42-27.
And that's 11 points for Baylor off of 5 turnovers now for Minnesota. That is a big difference in the game.
Yesufu is on fire in the second half, now 14 to lead all scorers. 42-27 Bears, 16-minute mark. Give to Grove, top of the key. Powell on him. To Durkin for 3. It's no good. Back iron. Rebound, Dan Skillings. Lost it, got it back, gives to Agbum. Boy, the lid is on the bucket for Minnesota here to start the second half. They've got 1 point over the first 4+ minutes of the second half.
Yeah, it's an 11-1 lead in the second half for the Bears.
Here's Agbum, looks to drive, and a reach-in foul is called. It is on Isaac Osama, and that is his 3rd. Timeout on the floor, 15:33 to play, second half. Bears, as Pat said, have outscored Minnesota 11-1 to start the second half. They have their biggest lead of the night at 15 over the Gophers. It's Baylor 42, Minnesota 27 on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas. Every line, weld, and seal, shaped with the pride, heat, and strength that only Texas
Today
really
is
knows.
Tunde.
The Tundra is built to tough it out.
What day is it?
Monday, Tuesday, Tunde.
Built to carry tradition.
I like it.
And to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches.
I like that cat. I like that logo.
And to go the distance.
I do. I like that a lot. That's
built
a cool
stronger,
logo.
built louder, built here.
I won't say that.
The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today. Toyota. Let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for details.
Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit MagnoliaRealty.com. Here's to home.
Yeah, they are.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball. Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hey, a reminder, our Courtside Cam is brought to you by NextLink, reliable high-speed internet for your home or business. You can tune in to our Courtside Cam on the Baylor Athletics YouTube channel. Just go there and you can watch right into our broadcast location here. Not exactly courtside, but not a bad spot. Mid-level, concourse level here inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena, where, Pat, the Bears have come out on fire to start the second half.
Oh, they have. They just exploded out of the locker room and have outscored Minnesota 11-1. Bears have made 5 of 7 shots in the second half, and Minnesota has yet to get one down. They are 0 for 6. And to me, John, the big difference, it's just the different pace. I think Bears are really imposing their will physically on Minnesota in this game, and they're forcing turnovers, and they're scoring off those turnovers, and they have just completely changed the complexion in terms of the pace of play in this game. Bears in the ball game now have 6 fast break points, and all of those have come in the first 4.5 minutes of the second half.
Wow, how about that? So opened up a 15-point lead, biggest of the night. Bears led by as much as 9 in the first half and have increased that exponentially as this second half is underway. 15 and a half minutes to go. Still a long way to go, but a 15-point lead for the Bears. Minnesota, a team, again, that most likely will only play 6 players tonight. And they do a wonderful job staying out of foul trouble, don't they?
They do. They really do. But I wonder, too, John, when you're 0 for – this is a good shooting team. They're 0 for 6, and you just – the issue of fatigue kind of just hangs over the game. And when you're not making shots, there have been a lot of reasons for that, but fatigue is one of them. And we'll just see how that plays out. But it is a thin lineup for the Gophers. And 4.5 minutes into the second half, Bears are taking it to them.
You know, we've done that before, a thin lineup.
Yeah.
Last
know
year
how that goes.
And this year. It's sort of nice for Baylor to be on the upside with more available players than the opposition. Here we go. It's Baylor's ball out of the timeout. 15-point lead for the Bears. Cam Carr drives, pulls up, knocks down a 13-footer from the right side of the paint.
And I think that was a called play as well. You got to get Carr some touches. That's just his 6th point of the ball game. And they just they spread the floor for him, gave him a ball screen, and let him go to work.
17-point lead for the Bears. Here's Tyson. Puts up a 3. Grove saves it inbounds, but right to Agbum. Bears are off to the races. Agbum up the floor to Yesufu. Drives into the paint, and he is fouled.
Yeah, and Grove saved that ball back in bounds. It was a really great effort by him, but what he did, I think unknowingly, was start a fast break for the Bears.
Right.
It was almost like that save along the baseline was an outlet pass to Agbum, and then the Bears had numbers all the way up the floor. About to get another fast break point because of it.
Foul is on Bobby Durkin. That's his first. It's the second team foul in the second half. It's just the 6th team foul on Minnesota the entire game. And the first free throw by Yesufu rolls in for him. He's 3 of 3 at the line. Bears are 5 of 5 shooting free throws tonight.
How about Yesufu in the second half? Misses his second free throw, but he has 9 points in the second half. And we're a little over 5 minutes in.
Wow, that's how you get to an 18-point lead, and that's what the Bears have. 45-27 Bears. 1 of 2 free throws by Yesufu. Here's Tyson off the curl. 3, no good. Yesufu, big, strong rebound for the Bears.
And, John, that is a tired shot. I mean, he sort of heaved that one. He didn't shoot it. And you got to think that they're feeling the effects of just this pressure from Baylor in the second half.
Boy, it's got to be. Pass to Yesufu at the free throw line. Went up for a shot, instead passed it away to Agbum, who knocks down another 3, his 5th of the night.
And he is 5 of 8 from the three-point line in this game.
It is a 48-27 lead for the Bears. 21-point advantage for Baylor with under 14 minutes to play. There's an answer, a 3 by Durkin from the left wing. That is their first made field goal in the second half.
Yeah, and that's a guy that you've got to be in his face when he catches the ball. You've got to make him dribble. He is a 47% three-point shooter over the last 5 games.
48-30, Bears on top. 13 and a half minutes to play. Winner gets Oklahoma in the first semifinal on Saturday. And the semifinals and finals move over to the T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas. Yesufu working against Reynolds. Shot up, no good as the shot clock expires. Run out by Tyson. Runs into his defender, and the ball goes flying away. But then a foul call, and it's on Baylor's Dan Skillings.
Yeah, that was a late call. In fact, I thought he had really good position, but in a close call like that, in this day and age of college basketball, it's going to the offense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skillings' personal number 2, not a shooting foul. Minnesota will inbound on their baseline with 13:16 on the clock. Deep inbounds pass to Grove. Gives to Langston Reynolds. Reynolds to Tyson behind the screen of Groves. Can't get the shot away. A couple of dribbles, gives to Durkin. He'll shoot, it's blocked. Blocked out of the air by Carr. Starts the break, and he'll lay it in after the block shot.
Yeah, what a great individual play by Carr. He had that read, and we talked about with Durkin, you better be with him when he catches the ball. Carr got the block and the layup at the other end.
Big time block shot by Cameron Carr. 42nd block shot of the year. He's Baylor's block shot leader this season. Very athletic play to start the break. Reynolds drives in, gets around Ratai, and gets a left-hand lay-in.
Right now, I think the defense for the Bears are up by 18. You just can't let Minnesota shoot their way back into this game. I think your first look defensively is guard the three-point line. It's Durkin and it's Tyson.
12 and a half minutes to play. It's 50-32, Baylor on top. Bears Agbum gives to Cam Carr. Carr bounces to Skillings in the paint. Kind of tries to dive in closer, instead passes it back out. 3 to shoot. Leaner is no good by Cam Carr from three-point range. Then as Tyson gets the rebound, he is fouled by Mikey Ratai.
Yeah, and you don't want to put Minnesota at the free throw line either.
Foul on Baylor, third team foul on the Bears here in the second half. Gets us to a timeout with 11:59 to play, second half. It's Baylor 50, Minnesota 32. You're listening to Baylor Bear Basketball and the College Basketball Crown from Las Vegas on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers.
5 rebounds.
Our dealership is more than a business to me.
He's
That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like
you're helping
family.
yourself.
Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor.
That's what Coach Drew's saying right now is, guys, think of the
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway, right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new Sports Vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
I want a mariachi band.
Do you want to earn points while cheering on your favorite Baylor teams? Join Baylor Bold Rewards. Track your attendance on the Baylor Sports app across athletic events and earn points towards prizes and experiences. Download the Baylor Sports app or register online today at BaylorBoldRewards.com and start earning your points today.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor is 31-14 all-time under Scott Drew in postseason games. Think about that. That is a terrific record. And there's still 11:59 to go in this game, but the Bears, Pat, have an 18-point lead. It's been as high as 21 here over Minnesota. And the Bears starting to, in your words, impose their will on these Gophers here in the second half.
Yeah, and I think it's a physicality in the game. It's quickness, too. The Bears have forced turnovers, and they're scoring off those turnovers. And that 11-0 differential, points off turnovers, is huge in this game. Bears shooting it well. They made 8 of 12 shots, 2 of 5 threes. But I think it really is shot selection, and it's points in the paint. I mean, most of the points that the Bears have gotten in the second half have been in the lane, and they've been fast break points, layups off of turnovers, the Carr layup off of a block shot. In fact, Bears with 28 points in the paint, 28 of their 50, compared to just 14 points in the paint for Minnesota.
Gophers, meanwhile, have not had a good start to the second half. They're just 2 of 11 overall, 1 of 8 from three-point range, and thus Baylor has outscored Minnesota 19-6 in the second half so far, built the lead to what it currently is 18 points, 50-32.
Yeah, and again, I think down the stretch, we still have 12 minutes to play, 11:59 to be exact. It's keep Minnesota from shooting themselves back into the game at the three-point line. I think that's how they're going to have to do it. There's still a ton of time left to play in this game, but there's not a lot of firepower offensively other than their ability to string a bunch of threes together. It's Durkin and it's Cade Tyson.
Remember, we told you before the game in our extended pregame show tonight, Minnesota leads the nation in assist percentage. Let's see how that has worked out so far. They've got just 5 assists on 12 made baskets. It's a good percentage, but only 5 assists so far for Minnesota in the game tonight. They've got the ball out of the timeout. There's that backdoor cut on the pass to Cade Tyson, and he is fouled. Going for the reverse layup. Foul is on Baylor's Tunde Yesufu, his second.
You know, I just love that. I love the back cut. I love the interplay between the guy with the ball, it was Durkin, and the pressure on that wing, and just the ability to make that pass was completely closed off, and automatically Tyson goes back door. He ends up at the free throw line.
Yesufu, his second personal foul. Free throw is good. First one by Cade Tyson. 83% on the year. He shot a bunch of free throws, too. Have you seen that? 171 of 207 free throws. Missed the second one.
That's his first miss in 6 games.
Wow. So he had hit, 21, 22 in a row before that miss.
Yeah, well, it was 19 after he made the free throws that he's taken in this game, 19 in a row. So it's 20 or 21, I guess.
50-33 is the score. Foul's going to be called on Minnesota. Reaching a little bit now. This one maybe on Grayson Grove. 4th team foul. Nope, just the 3rd team foul on Minnesota. It is on Grove, and that's his first. Bears inbound, deep inbounds pass to Dan Skillings. Give to Yesufu, to Carr. Yesufu starts to drive, runs off without the ball, comes back to get it. Carr then feeds Yesufu. Jumper, short corner, right side is good.
You know, you just knew that was going in. A big, strong dribble to his right along the baseline and a fall away, and it was so smooth, it was so confident, it was good when it left his hand.
52-33, Bears lead it. Tyson drives in. Head fake. Caden Powell then fouls him as they push the shot up, and it goes for him. So Cade Tyson will have a chance at a 3-point play. Foul on Caden Powell, his first of the night.
That's a great play by Tyson. He was in the low post. He knows that Powell is thinking block the shot. He's got 1 block already tonight, second leading shot blocker on the team, and he just worked that against him. Little head and shoulder fake, got Powell a little bit off balance, and he had to reach, and Tyson completes a 3-point play.
Makes it 52-36. Bears lead by 16. They've led by as much as 21 here in the second half. First personal on Caden Powell, playing his 97th consecutive game here this evening in Las Vegas. Hoping to get to 98 and 99 before this trip to Las Vegas is over. Tunde Yesufu drives in. Short little fadeaway in the paint is no good. Rebound Minnesota. Run out by Reynolds. Layup no, but a goaltending call is going to be called on Caden Powell.
Well, that's what Minnesota needed, was a little bit of a run, a spark. They've been so flat to start the second half, and now we're at 10:36 to go in the half. And they've got a 5-point run, 5-0 run right now going, and that's just what the doctor ordered. It was 18, now it's the lead for Baylor is 14.
52-38, 10.5 minutes to play. Oh, nice pass to Skillings underneath, extra pass to Powell, has his short-range shot blocked. And here is Cade Tyson, but what was the call?
Yeah, he traveled with it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So in a hurry, Minnesota turns it back over to Baylor.
Yeah, Langston Reynolds was leading the charge and really had everybody spread out. It was a good-looking fast break, and he just lost control of the ball and was called for the travel. It wasn't a travel. It was, well, I guess it was. He carried it, and the Bears get it back.
So turnover Gophers, Bears ball, leading by 14. Powell feeds Yesufu outside the arc on the left side. Back out now to Cameron Carr. He'll drive in the air. Shot no good. Went for his own miss. Couldn't get it. Langston Reynolds does. The outlet to Cade Tyson. Tyson to Reynolds. Now on the right wing to Shinholster. To Durkin. Back to Reynolds on the right wing. 15 to shoot. 9:45 on the game clock. Drive in, layup, blocked in there by Cam Carr. Another block shot by Carr. Bears, Agbum Feeds Caden Powell. Jump hook in the paint will roll in for him.
That's a great play. And again, it was off of a fast break. It was the block shot, and now everything is scrambled, and the Bears can get it in the open floor and go with it. And I thought Minnesota was really slow to retreat.
Stops that mini run by the Gophers, a 5-0 run. It's now 54-38, Baylor on top. Here's a driving layup attempt that is no good by Isaac Osama, but he is fouled and will go to the free throw line. Foul is called on Yesufu. That is his second tonight.
And Osama is 77% free throw shooter. He's a guy that in the first half was plagued, as was Isaac Williams, with foul trouble. Picked up 2 fairly early. And when he is sitting, this team is not at its best.
77% free throw shooter on the year. The foul on Yesufu actually his third of the night, so he's got 3. Isaac Williams has been on the bench for a while after picking up his 4th foul.
Yeah, that's 2 misses.
He missed them
for
both.
Osama, yeah, 77% free throw shooter. So the door is still open for the Bears, who've led by as many as 18, lead 16, trying to get it back.
54-38, Baylor on top. 9-minute mark, second half. Winner of this game advances to meet Oklahoma in the semifinal on Saturday. Carr, 3, right corner, no good. Boy, did he have an open look. Rebounded by the Gophers. Here's Cade Tyson looking to get a 3. It's no good. An offensive rebound by Shinholster. To Langston Reynolds. He'll drive on Powell. Got a head fake, got him off his feet, and the lay-in is good.
You know, Powell came at him on the closeout, but he was coming too hard, and Reynolds played the closeout really well, went right around him. You don't have to do that. Reynolds is not a guy that's going to beat you at the three-point line.
54-40 is the score. Bears lead by 14. Entry pass stolen away by Cade Tyson. He'll take it all the way. Shot contested by Carr, but he gets the lay-in to fall.
And now the lead is 12, and we got 8:15 to play yet, but Minnesota's feeling pretty good about where they are. In fact, they've made 5 of their last 7. Coach Drew's going to call a timeout.
Good timeout. Lead has been as big as 21 for the Bears. It's now 12. Bears 54, Gophers 42. Timeout comes with exactly 8 minutes to play in this game. Bears lead it 54-42 over Minnesota on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice, lightning
It's a little
fast.
bit of a run.
From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites,
out.
concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver.
So where'd you say Tyson
Proud
played?
supporter of the Baylor Bears.
North Carolina, and where else? Belmont, that's right.
Really good player.
Yeah.
Hey Baylor fans, Baylor
went into
softball
the portal,
season is currently underway.
and it was
Come be a
Tennessee,
part
North
of the
Carolina.
action
Yeah.
at Getterman Stadium all
And
season long
he just
with single
really
game
didn't play much
tickets.
in North
With general
Carolina.
admission
Gotcha.
tickets starting at
I don't
just
know how he ended up at
$8, there's
Minnesota.
no
Yeah.
better way to
From
enjoy
here, maybe?
elite
Or from
college
there?
softball.
North
And if you're
Carolina.
coming with
Oh,
friends
yeah,
or
that's
family,
right.
group
North
tickets are
Carolina.
available for $5 each. Get your Baylor softball single game tickets now at BaylorBears.com/tickets.
Rookie home buyer? Slam dunk buying a home. With First Central Credit Union, we are opening doors to home ownership. First Central's open door mortgage loans up to 95% of the appraised home value. Our starting lineup includes low closing costs, no points, low origination fees, flexible terms, and competitive rates. Thinking about refinancing your mortgage loan? This play works for you too. Apply online at firstcentralcu.com. We're your team. Everything we do for you.
Some restrictions apply. Rates subject to change. Equal housing lender. Member
Biggest
NCUA.
lead was 21, 48,
You're
27.
listening to Baylor Men's Basketball on the
Vegas
Baylor
Championship in
Sports
ways.
Media Network.
Well, thanks for staying up late with us on this April 1st. I like the signage that continues to roll by. It says March ends, the crown begins.
I like it.
On April 1st.
You know, you got to give these guys a high five.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
they
yeah.
have marketed this thing. We got Fox on it. You know, it's well run. We've talked about that already. But they're doing their part to make sure this is a high-profile tournament just in its second year.
Yeah.
And it's growing. I think, John, the move from 16 teams to 8 teams was a good move.
Makes a lot of sense.
It does.
Last year it was just sort of unwieldy, you know.
Yeah.
16 teams over 8 days. Nebraska won it, went 4-0 through the tournament, but it really stretched out. But this one you played in 5 days. Only negative, if you want to look for a negative, is if you're playing in the championship, you're playing on Easter Sunday.
That's true.
Which is never good, but Baylor hoping to be there. If they can hold off Minnesota, win this game, they'd have a date with Oklahoma in the semifinals on Saturday. The other 2 quarterfinal games come up tomorrow. West Virginia takes on Stanford in the first quarterfinal tomorrow. And then the final quarterfinal is Rutgers and Creighton. Yep. So those are the teams that will swing into action tomorrow. Friday is an off day for everybody. And then the 2 semifinals on Saturday, early in the day, so as not to go head-to-head against the NCAA tournament Final 4 semifinals. Then the championship on Sunday. That's why the championship is on Sunday, because the NCAA championship is Monday night. They'd have no competition on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, again, it's just very well scheduled. I mean, they understand their play. I say they, the sponsors of this tournament understand where they are in the pecking order, and they're just working around that.
All right, Bears ball out of the timeout, leading by 12 over Minnesota. Obi Agbum has it on the right wing for the Bears, 10 to shoot. Gives to Cam Carr on the left wing. Carr drives into the paint, all the way to the rack, and it rolls in.
It's a great play, and that I think coming out of that timeout, it was get Cameron Carr a touch until Minnesota can show the ability to put a guy on Carr and keep him from getting into the lane. Carr's going to get all the touches he wants.
56-42 is the Baylor lead. Entry pass for Reynolds is stolen by Obi Agbum. Turnover, Minnesota. Agbum to Tunde Yesufu. Yesufu having a terrific game, especially in the second half. Gives it back to Agbum. He drives into the paint. Turnaround, fade away is good by Agbum.
So you think about that timeout. Minnesota had made a run. They'd made 5 of 7 shots. Coach Drew shut it down with a timeout, got them regrouped. They've scored 4 in a row. And
a 16-point lead for the Bears. First shot made tonight that wasn't a three-pointer by Agbum. He's got 17 total. And for Minnesota, Reynolds rolls it in with a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
You know, again, that's a guy that's not going to beat you at the three-point line, but he's so big and strong. He's 6'5", about 215. You've got to keep him, easier said than done, out of his comfort zone, which is in the lane where he can use that big body. He used it well on Skillings that time.
I didn't think Skillings did a bad job at all trying to defend him there, but he picks up a foul. That is his third of the night.
You know, and down the stretch here, too, you can't give up three-point opportunities. Missed free throw, but an offensive rebound, and now here comes a three from Durkin.
It's no good. Baylor, a couple of guys knocked each other off that rebound.
They did, yeah. But again, don't give Minnesota the opportunity to climb back in it with threes. That was a three-point play that didn't work out for Minnesota, and then a long three from Durkin didn't go. Bears dodge a bullet.
Bears leading by 14. They've got the ball. Here's Isaac Williams back out there. Picked up his 4th foul of the night at the 17-15 mark. Has been on the bench ever since. Now back on the floor with 6:20 to play. Williams drives into the paint, lost the ball. Turnover, Bears. May just be their 2nd of the night. It's actually their 3rd of the night. Here's a drive in by Reynolds. He loses the ball. It's stolen away by Isaac Williams.
But he was doing exactly what he's been doing to get Minnesota back into this game, using that big old body to get it in the lane and go to work.
So the teams trade turnovers there. Now 8 on the night by Minnesota, 3 by Baylor turnover-wise. Bears ball leading by 14, under 6 minutes to play. Here's Agbum, top of the key. Passes right corner to Carr. Looks to drive on the baseline. He is fouled. He's bumped by Cade Tyson, who picks up his 3rd.
And that's the point we made a little bit earlier. I don't think there's anybody on the Minnesota roster that can keep Carr from doing that. When he gets the ball in an isolated matchup, he's so quick and strong and smooth to the basket. Just got to let him go to work, and he went to work on Tyson that time.
Tyson, 3rd personal foul. It is the 4th team foul in Minnesota here in the second half. Not a lot of free throws for the Bears tonight, as Minnesota does a really good job of avoiding fouls for the most part. Cameron Carr hits his first free throw attempt tonight.
Yeah, and you made the comment a couple of times. This is a team that averages 17 assists a game, Minnesota, and they just have 6 in this one with 5:39 to play.
Second free throw by Carr, 80% on the year. There's a push by Reynolds of Tunde Yesufu.
Yeah, he immediately turns to the
Well, no April Fools there. Our power just blinked, and we are back. 60-44, Baylor up on Minnesota. Gophers with the ball. Durkin, a rare two-point shot. It is no good. Rebounded by Cameron Carr.
Bears done a nice job on the defensive end, which is what it's going to take. We're under 5 to play now. Baylor nursing a 16-point lead, and they've limited Minnesota to just kind of one and done. It's one shot, Baylor defensive rebound.
Isaac Williams feeds Yesufu now to Obi Agbam on the right wing. Agbam with 17 tonight. Yesufu has equaled that with 17 this evening to lead all scorers. Agbam has to put it up. 18-footer, no good, left wing. Rebounded by Durkin. Fires it up the court. Shinholster, 3, left corner is no good. Fight for the rebound. Yesufu outfights everybody to get it.
And that's his 7th rebound of the game. When that ball is up for grabs and he's anywhere near it, in fact, he's a great rebounder out of space, just has such an explosive ability to get to anything that's up for grabs, does it there.
Bears ball leading by 16, under 4 minutes to play. 60-44, Baylor leads over Minnesota. Carr, a long three is money.
You know, and again, one of those that he takes it and you're thinking you're way out of your range, and then it goes in and nobody's really surprised by that.
63-44, lead is back to 19 for the Bears. After Minnesota closed to 12, I think was as close as they got. Here's Kai Shinholster. Gets his first bucket of the night inside in the paint. He lays it in, makes it 63-46 Bears.
And the Bears were able to separate, going back to the Coach Drew timeout after Minnesota put a little bit of a run together. Since that time, when Bears came out of that timeout 4 in a row, and they've never looked back.
Williams, no-look pass to Yesufu, and he lays it in with his right hand.
And they're rolling now. And, John, I think we're seeing some fatigue from Minnesota. I mean, they're giving up a lot of points. In fact, that is now, in terms of points in the paint, that is 36 points for the Bears in the lane.
Wow, how about that? 65-46, Bears lead by 19. Cade Tyson trying to work around Cameron Carr. Carr fouls him. That is the second personal tonight by Cameron Carr. And it gets us to a timeout with 2:34 remaining. Our score, Baylor 65, Minnesota 46. Winner advances to the semifinals of the college basketball crown on Saturday. Timeout on the floor. We're back to Las Vegas after this on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents,
right, there's your sign.
Realty understands the dynamics of making the real
Doctor,
estate
everything
journey
sound
your
okay?
own and the
Yeah.
importance of
Okay.
trust from contract
Power
to
just
close.
went out here.
Yeah, and then
It
I guess you
blinked.
just kind of have to, then the thing just goes into reboot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Antonio and Temple.
And it takes
To
it a
get
while to
connected
come
and learn
back.
More, visit
Yeah.
Magnolia Realty.
Well, I just hit the ID and
Yeah.
waited.
Okay.
We don't just build trucks.
You're welcome.
Kindly.
Meant to last.
You're kindly welcome.
Toyota Tundra
Couldn't do it
isn't
without
just
you.
built in Texas.
Couldn't do it without you guys.
By Texas. Every line,
It's a team effort.
shaped with the pride, heat, and strength that only Texas really knows. The Tundra is built to tough it out.
The TV never got much better.
Oh, really? That's too
Even
bad.
though I rebooted it. I don't know, if everybody's having this problem, but I switched over to watch another channel, and the other channels are fine.
Huh.
And
Weird.
to go the distance.
I know what that would be.
Built
I don't know.
Built louder. Built here. The 2026 Toyota
we need an ID here, right?
Built in
No, I already ran one.
okay.
I ran one while y'all were gone.
Perfect.
Local
Okay.
Toyota dealer, visit Toyota.com today. Toyota. Let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for details.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
2 minutes, 34 seconds to play. Baylor has a 19-point lead on Minnesota. 65-46 our score. We passed the bewitching hour of midnight in the Central Time Zone. It's still just 10 o'clock here in Las Vegas.
I'd rather go, just in terms of time zone.
Right.
I'd rather go east than west.
Oh, would you really?
I think I would.
I'm the opposite.
Are you?
Thank you. And thanks to this guy who has brought us stats every time out, and it's a bit of a climb up here, so we appreciate that. Brought us a stat sheet every time out. Great to have President Linda Livingstone and the first gent, Brad Livingstone, here tonight. They walked over with our group to the game this evening.
It's funny. I visited with Brad on the way over. We were walking and talking, and he said, I really like sports. Linda loves sports.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well,
loves it.
Great to have them here. They're seeing Baylor put on a real show tonight. I think the Bears have played well.
Yeah.
We've watched that turnover number. Minnesota has 8. Baylor still just has 3 turnovers in the game this evening.
Yeah, and I think, too, John, the ability to get points in the paint, which is not necessarily Baylor's forte, hasn't been in the Big 12, which is really difficult to do. But in this game, it just gives you an idea. You're shooting 46%, you're getting high percentage shots. And if you've got 36 points in the paint, you're getting a lot of high percentage shots.
65-46 is the score. The Bears with the lead over the Gophers. 2 minutes, 34 seconds remaining. The always popular YMCA has popped up to enliven the crowd that is still here. Going to have Cade Tyson shooting free throws as play resumes. Prior to the timeout, the foul was on Cameron Carr, his second. Carr up to 15 points on the night. Free throw is no good, and he won't get the bonus.
And he left that one on the front of the rim, which to me is a sign that he's a little bit tired. This guy is an elite shooter and free throw shooter. He's missed 2 tonight. I think both of those misses in the second half.
Remains 65-46, Bears on top. 2:15 and counting. Isaac Williams straight away. He'll drive. Nice pass to Powell underneath. Jump hook. Will roll in with his left hand from Caden Powell.
It's a great play by Isaac Williams to get it into the lane and get it to a spot where Powell could go to work.
Bears equal their biggest lead tonight at 21 points. Coach Drew going to empty his bench. Driving layup, no good by Reynolds. Rebounded by Caden Powell with 1:48 to play. Here comes James Goodis, Drew Perry, Will Kirkendall, and Michael Ratai off the Baylor bench. Good to get those guys in the game. Dan Skilling's going to re-enter as well. So 5 in, 5 out for the Bears with 1:38 remaining, leading by 21.
Yeah, and these are good minutes for these guys. And, John, we talked before the game about how this tournament is really a lot about those guys who aren't getting paid like some of the other players, but go to work. I mean, every day in practice, we're going to get rewarded with some playing time.
Pass it around the perimeter. Kirkendall bounces for Ratai. Low post on the right side. Little fadeaway is no good. Shot clock expires. Shot clock violation for Baylor on that possession.
Looks like Cade Tyson is done for the night. and done for the season. That guy is a really good player and a young player. 19 points in this game, had 11 at halftime. And it's sort of as he goes, Minnesota goes.
Yep.
And I thought the Bears did a really nice job on him, particularly in the second half, just to keep him in check. Now, he's going to score his points, but he never was able to separate with three-point shooting.
Right at his average 19.6 per game. As you said, he finishes with 19 tonight. His final game in a Minnesota uniform. Gizzy comes off the bench. He's got the ball. Right elbow jumper is good as the shot clock expires. Makes it 67-48. The Baylor lead. 47 seconds to play. Baylor will advance to play Oklahoma. How about that on Saturday, 12:30 Central Time tip-off for Baylor and Oklahoma in the semifinal on Saturday. Pass turnover by Baylor. Threw it into the waiting arms of Tweety Carter on the Baylor bench. So turnover number 5 on the Bears tonight.
Well, that was kind of a tweener. It was between Goodis and Perry, evenly between those two. And it was sort of whoever wants this, go get it.
3 left corner is no good. Schulholster goes for the rebound and loses it out of bounds. It's Baylor's ball with 22.9 seconds remaining.
One of those guys, Goodis, Kirkendall, or Perry, needs to fire one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
absolutely.
Coach Drew, I think, is just going to shut it down. That's probably the right thing to do.
Yeah, they're just going to dribble out the final seconds here. Coach Drew is headed to shake hands with Nico Medved. Baylor wins it over Minnesota, their opening game here in the college basketball crown in Las Vegas. Really an impressive win by the Bears. Final margin is 19 in a 67-48 Baylor win over Minnesota.
Very, very impressive, I thought. This team didn't look like it's been off for 3 weeks, over 3 weeks, and they shot the ball well. And I thought what they needed to do to begin the second half is exactly what they did. They got the ball into the open floor. They got some fast break points. In fact, they got 6 fast break points, 6 of their 9 in the first 4.5 minutes of the second half, and created separation that Minnesota could never recover from.
Well, stay with us. The First Central Credit Union postgame show is coming up next. It follows a 67-48 Baylor win over Minnesota. Bears advance to the semifinals. The first semifinal on Saturday, we know, will be Baylor and Oklahoma. Final score, Baylor 67, Minnesota 48. The First Central Credit Union postgame show is next on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family.
Maybe it's all about the winners.
Collision Center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game.
There you go, guys.
See us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor.
Not a secret anymore.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004.
So we'll see who we get up
Bluebonnet is
here.
locally owned and
Get an
operated,
assistant
which
coach
allows
up
them
here.
the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supported care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services. Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new sports vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrists of Baylor Athletics.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much.
Gulfport Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
This has been live coverage of Baylor men's basketball. Now, it's time for the First Central Credit Union postgame show. Brought to you by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. TFNB, the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Nissan, innovation that excites. Lidman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the game, listen to highlights, and talk with Coach Drew, players, and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
And welcome into the First Central Credit Union postgame show. It's brought to you by the First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you. Bears winners tonight over Minnesota here in Las Vegas, 67-48. Bears now 17-16 on the season. This may sound like a small thing, but now Baylor's assured that they won't have a losing record overall in the season.
Oh, that's
Think
right.
about it, yeah. So get the win tonight. They get to 17-16. They've got another game coming up on Saturday. Win that, you play for the championship and a whole bucket full of money on Sunday.
Well, $50,000 for this game.
Yeah.
That's a nice payday.
They put it up on the scoreboard at midcourt. Tonight's jackpot, and they rolled it up to $50,000.
You know, from that standpoint, isn't this the perfect place, Las Vegas?
Couldn't
to
be
play
anywhere
this
else.
Tournament?
Couldn't be anywhere else.
Jackpot.
Bears win it by 19 tonight. Impressive win for the Bears. We'll take a break, give you all the final stats when we come back. Baylor wins it 67-48 over Minnesota. We'll be right back on the First Central Credit Union postgame show in a moment, brought to you by the First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway, right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new sports vision technology.
Yep,
Green
12
Eye
is as close as they
Associates,
got.
the official optometrists
That
of
would have
Baylor
been
Athletics.
Looking for a fun night out with family or friends? Head to Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark and catch Baylor baseball this season. Single game tickets are on sale now, starting at just $6 for general admission
right at the
seating.
8-minute
Or
mark.
stop by the ballpark for $2 Tuesdays, featuring discounted concession items, plus $2 off general admission tickets. Grab your seats now at BaylorBears.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Baylor Ballpark.
Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging
None
expert
of our guys off
industry
the bench
knowledge
even
with
got a
integrity
shot.
and kindness. Known for their
Goodis or
award-winning
Will
agents,
or Drew
Magnolia
never even
Realty
got a
understands
shot.
the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own
I
and the
thought
importance
Ratai
of
was gonna
trust
pass
from
it to Perry
contract
in
to
the corner.
close.
Yeah.
You can find their local
No.
agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com. Here's to home.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is a longtime supporter of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Baylor fans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our
When somebody comes, we'll put them in this chair right here in the middle.
Okay, I got one back here.
Now we're good. I'll just move over one.
An award-winning
Thank
mobile
you.
app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
Have to get them through that stanchion right
You're listening to Baylor men's basketball.
Security.
Men's basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
67-48 the final. Baylor wins over Minnesota. Thanks to those of you who have stayed up late with us tonight. Rewarded with a Baylor win as we continue on the First Central Credit Union postgame show. Brought to you by the First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you. We're also brought to you by Premier ER and Urgent Care. The place to go when you're not sure where to go. Open 24/7 and just a short walk across campus. No appointment necessary. Just walk in. Visit premier.care to learn more. Pat, give us the final numbers from this 19-point Baylor win.
Well, they're impressive all across the board, really. 47% from the floor. Bears made 6 of 19 threes, and that's not, going to set any records. But I think what that suggests is Bears were looking at just buckets first and threes second, and that's why they got all the points in the paint that they did. In fact, they got 38 points in the paint in this ball game. They were 7 of 8 at the free throw line. Didn't get there a lot, but they were accurate when they did. Minnesota shot it at just 38.8%. They made 3 of 23 at the three-point line. So Bears felt like they needed to really defend the three, and that's Tyson and that's Durkin, and they did an incredibly good job of that. And Minnesota was just 7 of 15 at the free throw line. This team 70% at the line, just 46% tonight. Bears got double-digit scoring from 3 different players. 19 for Tunde Yesufu. Look at this. I mean, this line, 19, 7 rebounds, couple of assists. He got a steal, had a block shot, and he was a plus 28 in the plus-minus column on the stat sheet. 17 points for Obi Agbam. He also had, maybe the best game of statistically of the season, 17, 6 rebounds, couple of assists, did not turn the ball over, had 2 steals, and was a plus 21. 15 points and just 1 rebound away from a double-double for Cameron Carr. He had 9 rebounds in the game and did have a couple of block shots, which were highlight reel things to see. Really impressive on both of those, and one of those he turned into a bucket at the other end. Isaac Williams played sparingly, 19 minutes with foul trouble, did have 4 points, 4 assists in the game, just 1 turnover. And then Caden Powell, what you would expect from him, a workman-like, 8 points, 6 rebounds, did have a block shot as well, did have a steal as well from the low post. Couple of points apiece for Dan Skillings and Michael Ratai. Gets the Bears up to 67. Bears led won the battle of the backboards, 37-29 in that category. Scoring for Minnesota looked like this. Cade Tyson had 19, only 8 in the second half, and the Bears held him in check at the three-point line where he was just 1 of 6. 13 points for Langston Reynolds, got most of his inside the three-point line. And then 6 points, 6 rebounds, 7 rebounds, I should say, for Bobby Durkin. But just 48 points total for a Minnesota team that can really score. Baylor looking at some of the finer points otherwise. The big one, I mentioned that 38-28, 38-26 points in the paint. And the Bears got 15 points off of just 8 turnovers by Minnesota in the ball game, and that was a significant difference. That, I think, is what allowed the Bears to separate to start the second half.
All right, 67-48 the final score. Bears winners over Minnesota tonight. And we're joined now by Baylor head coach Scott Drew. Makes the climb up here to join us. His post-game comments brought to you, as always, by Alliance Bank. Alliance Bank, your Central Texas business bank. Thanks for coming up. Congratulations on the win.
Well, first and foremost, for anyone that stayed up and watched, thank you. Appreciate it. I can tell you that it's exciting always winning. In postseason, it's extremely rewarding because, if you lose, season's over. So I thought the guys really got out to a great start, and then second half really picked it up.
We don't want to give away any trade secrets, but you got all 3 of your goals tonight.
Yeah, so usually if you do that, you win.
Yes,
so let's keep doing that. So we really took good care of the basketball, and then I thought our defense enabled us we had 15 points in transition, or points off of their turnovers, and our fast break was really good because of those stops and turnovers.
Coach, you talk about fast break points. You had 9. You got 6 by the first media time out of the second half.
Yeah, and I thought that was really key, that second half, to get off to a good start, get separation. And it hurt with Isaac's foul trouble, but the guys did a great job.
Seemed like when you come in, it's 3 weeks off. Don't know if there will be rust. And one thing John and I were wondering about is, would you still have an edge? And it sure looked like you did.
Well, I think our players really deserve the credit for that because they wanted to be here, they wanted to compete, they wanted to play, and to be honest, most of the coaches here were surprised that our whole team wanted to play because, as you saw, Colorado didn't have several of their players, and I know everyone has their own situations, but the fact that the guys all wanted to play, all wanted to compete, wanted to have a chance to win a championship, and now you have that opportunity next game going against OU, who was one of the last teams out and one of the hottest teams in the country. And so we played extremely well back half of conference. They did, so should be a great matchup.
Well, you get Oklahoma coming up on Saturday, and is this nice once you get back playing again to get this game under your belt?
Oh, most definitely. I can tell you that winning just is a lot more enjoyable than losing. And credit the guys because we had a long break, and they did a good job staying in shape and keeping their bodies right and taking this serious to where we wanted to be ready to compete. And I thought we really did a good job. Minnesota was, like everybody in the country, hurt with the injury bug, but we did a great job wearing them down.
Well, we didn't know. It's our first trip to the Crown, obviously. But John and I were making the comment during the game, this has been well run. I mean, the tournament itself and then all the things going on the floor to promote this, I thought it was really impressive.
No, Ty Beard handles our travel, and everything has been first class. I mean, really, really well done, professionally done. So it's made it easy for the guys to be excited to play because this is big time how they put it together.
Love Ty Beard.
You know
Don't
him?
we all?
You know him?
I know him very well. We need to let you go. They need you in media downstairs. But, Coach, thanks and congratulations.
And Baylor fans, thanks for staying up. I know it was awful late, but it was a great night for the Bears.
Very nice. Coach Scott Drew with us. His post-game comments brought to you by Alliance Bank. Alliance Bank, Central Texas, your Central Texas business bank. Any more of the stats, or did you get to the end?
We're done.
All right, we'll take a break. Back with more on the First Central Credit Union postgame show in a moment. It's brought to you by the First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you. Baylor 67, Minnesota 48, the final on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide.
That's good.
Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
Planning a new or used vehicle purchase? Drive the lane with First Central Credit Union's easy online application. It's a winning season with First Central's full court press of quick local loan processing, your best rate, and flexible terms. Apply online. You'll score at www.firstcentralcu.com. We're your team.
Membership and loan policy requirements apply. Member NCUA.
Everything we do is true. We do for you.
Do you want to earn points while cheering on your favorite Baylor teams?
Yes.
Join Baylor Bold Rewards. Track your attendance on the Baylor Sports app across athletic events and earn points towards prizes and experiences. Download the Baylor Sports app or register online today at BaylorBoldRewards.com and start earning your points today.
Okay.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
And welcome back to the First Central Credit Union postgame show. It's brought to you by the First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you. We're also brought to you by the Greater Waco Chamber. They are, whether you're a member or a business or considering membership, optimize the opportunity to gather and grow your business with us. Go to wacochamber.com/activate to explore the benefits of membership. Back to wrap things up on the First Central Credit Union postgame show. Bears winners over Minnesota 67-48. Gophers will end the season with a 15-18 record, bowing out in their opening game, quarterfinal game here in the Crown. Baylor goes to 17-16. And Pat, a matchup, Coach Drew talked about it, with Oklahoma coming up on Saturday in the semifinals.
You know, and when we were talking to their radio guys before the game, I miss those guys.
Yeah,
I mean, I really do miss playing Oklahoma. That was a really pretty good rivalry for all the years. But it's good to take a step up. I mean, as Coach Drew said, this is an Oklahoma team that I thought looked pretty good today in the game played before ours. But they were close, this close to getting into the NCAA tournament. And if you look at the field, I think a number of people would say that's the team to beat in this tournament.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I mean, as close as they were to making the NCAA tournament field. So that'll be fun on Saturday. It'll be a 12:30 tip-off Central Time. That means a 10:30 a.m. tip-off here Pacific Time. They're going to have to get those guys up and going early on Saturday.
Yeah, you know, and with us, we just tell us what time we'll be there.
Right.
But we are going from late night to early. I mean, relatively early. But I think it's great. Even I kind of got back into the groove. You know, 3 weeks away, and you're off doing other things. But now I'm kind of, I mean, even before the game, I was thinking, this is cool. This is tournament. Like, there's a champion, and you got to work your way through. Got to beat some good teams to do it. So, I mean, it's game on now.
Yeah. Oklahoma was a 90-86 winner over Colorado in their quarterfinal game. Game went to overtime, but Oklahoma prevailed to advance to the semifinal. Now, 2 more quarterfinals come up tomorrow night. West Virginia from the Big 12. They will play Stanford tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central Time for that game tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. And then the late game tomorrow, the final quarterfinal game, will be Creighton versus Rutgers, and that'll be 9:30 or thereabouts tomorrow, although our game didn't start till after 10 Central Time this evening. But those are the 2 remaining quarterfinal games. One semifinal is set. The other one will be decided tomorrow evening, and then the 2 off day on Friday, the 2 semifinal games on Saturday, and the championship game will be Sunday afternoon from here in Las Vegas.
And if this team continues to play the way they did tonight, they had a really good chance. Yeah. I mean, this was a good effort, and I'm not surprised, but it was just good to see this team come back and put together what I thought was one of their better efforts in the last couple months.
Which is a great sign. I really didn't know what type team you'd get tonight after the layoff, just because of the layoff.
Yeah, and that question's been answered. Yeah. And now a couple of days off I think are good. They'll have a chance to get the scout a little more in order for Oklahoma. Come in tomorrow night probably, and the coaching staff or some of those guys will be here watching that game. So it's just got a real nice tournament feel to it. It's been fun.
All right, late night. We appreciate everyone that has tuned in and stayed with us this evening. Those of you listening on our flagship station in Waco, those of you watching on our Courtside cam, which is always available on the Baylor Athletics YouTube channel. We will talk to you again on Saturday. We're on the air at noon Central Time. 12:30 tip-off. It'll be Baylor and Oklahoma. We know that in the first semifinal here from the College Basketball Crown in Las Vegas. Thanks to Dr. Van Goodall. Great work as our network board operator tonight. Speaking for the Hall of Famer Pat Nunley, I'm John Morris. We appreciate your being with us tonight. Final score from Las Vegas. Things come up snake eyes tonight. Baylor 67, Minnesota 48. Good night from Las Vegas.
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates
Thanks,
yet?
Dr. G.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Doctor.
Enjoy the night and the day off tomorrow.
All right, we'll talk to you Saturday.
All right.
You doing the game Saturday?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
Aaron, I think, is scheduled, but since it's earlier, and it depends on when softball is.
Yeah,
I
got you.
Softball's maybe moving around on Saturday, too. Who knows?
Oh, true.
Hey,
thanks.
All right.
Appreciate
talk to y'all later.